How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is the 28th live stream here on Carpathian Countryside. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. It's gonna be a good day. Oh man, feels like it has been a millennia since I have been here live on Carpathian Countryside, but we are finally here, we're finally back, and I couldn't be more excited. Let's go through some of these chats here real quick, because we got a few people all stacked up in here. We started out with Rail Fanning Jonah. Let's make this a great day. I couldn't agree more. We had Bradford Handball with all the custom emojis. Thank you, Bradford. How you doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Same to you, Jonah. Hope you're having a fantastic day as well. Pippa, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hi everyone, how is everyone today? And hi to Ken. Ken, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, what up people? Yes, I'm still kicking. I'm glad to hear it. Ken, absolute stud. Coming from the hospital, greatly appreciate it. Signing in here tonight. Hope you're feeling good and hope you're having a fantastic day. Pippa says hi to Ken. We got Ken with all the custom emojis. Ken says, what up, Pippa? And what up, Bradford? Pippa says, great. Luke Bernie King says, hi there, everyone. And that leads me to introducing our latest Tier 3 channel member and guest here on tonight's episode, or live stream, I should say. Luke Bernie King. Luke, how are you doing tonight? Oh, Luke, can you hear me? Uh-oh, what happened? Uh-oh. Well, we had Luke, but it looks like we lost him. I don't know what happened here. Let me see if I can get him back here. Anyways, as I'm trying to get him back in here, we'll see if we can. We'll continue on down the road. We've got Ken says hey to Luke. Luke says hi there to Ken. Reaver, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says howdy y'all. Ken says hi to Todd. Will T Gaming, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says what up everyone? Who is excited for FS25? Hey, now we've got Luke. Luke, how you doing?
There we go. Good, and yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Luke is the latest Tier 3 channel member and tonight's guest here on the channel. So very excited to have you here on the channel. Luke, do you want to give any shout outs or anything here tonight?
Well, I'd like to shout out the man who brought me to your channel. I'm not sure if he's in the chat or not yet, but his name is Rusty Money.
Rusty Money. Absolutely. Yeah. Good shout out. And anybody who hasn't yet checked out Rusty, go ahead and go check out his channel. Absolutely a fun channel. He's actually one of the first people who helped give me a leg up here in this YouTube space. So go give him a look-see and go hit that subscribe button for Rusty. Really good dude over there. And yes, 100% go check him out. So let's see, I'm just kind of going back and forth between things here. Nope, that's the wrong screen. Sorry, I've got about 4 different screens open. Now we're starting to get to it. Here we go. Okay. All right, so what do we got going on here tonight? Like I said, we've got Luke here as our guest for the stream here tonight, so we're going to be having a nice little chat here. We've got 3 contracts, as you can see before us. We have a plowing contract and 2 cultivating contracts. We're going to get those set up in the background and chugging away as per usual. And then I have a kind of a left turn to throw in there, but we will see how things go. I have been saying up until this point, oh yeah, first we were going to do cotton. That's kind of going out the window. And then we kind of reverting back to corn. Well, corn to make silage or chaff. That's going to be happening, but that's not for a few months because you can see we're in December here. So we've got a little bit of ways before we can do that. So I think I kind of came up with something here in the background that kind of gets some extra revenue and some extra stuff kind of happening here. So that is what we have going on here tonight. So let's see, let me catch up with the chat here real quick, and then we will go ahead and get going here. So we got Will T Gaming, we got Ken saying hey to Will. We got Will then says hey to Ken, hope you are safe and sound. And then we got Luke saying, or I'm sorry, we have Will saying hi to Luke. Let's see. We've got Ken says, I'm safe, but don't know if I'm sound, LOL. Nice. Let's see. We got Wilden says, I hate to say it, but FS22 is ending. LOL to Ken. And we got Samuel Batista modding. How's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, soon Arkansas of America with a small expansion. Oh, Samuel, that sounds excellent. So for those who don't recognize, Samuel is the map maker there for Arkansas of America. So thank you for stopping into the stream here. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And then lastly, we've got Will says, what did everyone think about the new fact sheets? Well, we'll kick that one over to Luke. Luke, what did you think about the new FS25 fact sheets from Friday?
I haven't looked it up. I should have watched some videos before, but I haven't yet, so need to look up some pictures here real quick.
Sure,
I've
sure.
seen pictures, but not all of them. I like them what I'm seeing so far, from everything it's going to be, so getting excited. It's a month away, so.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. I have been really looking forward to FS25 for when it comes out. All the stuff that we've been going over here on the channel, really, really excited about all the new stuff we're going to be getting, all the new equipment, all the obvious stuff that they've told us up until this point, the god raids and all that stuff. All that stuff looks great. And for those who've been following the channel for a very long time will know details, details, details. I'm all about the details. All those little things really add up in my opinion. That's why I care for maps such as Carpathian Countryside. That's why I also like maps, that just oftentimes tend to be high in size and all that stuff. So it's one of those that I'm really, really looking forward to 25 because it just seems like it's going to be, details oriented. So I need to figure out where am I going with this. I think 23. So Luke, when did you start cutting your teeth on Farming Simulator? Have you been just playing here on 22? Is that where you made your start, or have you been playing for longer?
Before this year, before I got into 22, I was playing the mobile. Then Rusty kind of got me onto playing the 22. I was playing 23, I think it was 19 or whatever. No, it's 20. Whatever the mobile version before 23 came out.
Okay.
Whatever that one is, I can't remember.
Yeah.
So I've been playing mobile version, but I've been playing this one for about 2-3 months now, probably. The 22.
So are you looking forward to when FS25 comes out?
Oh yeah, super excited.
Excellent. Do you already have that pre-ordered or?
Yep.
Oh, very nice. So what are some of the things that you're most looking forward to with FS25?
The baby goats, I think.
The baby goats.
Might be kind of right. Baby goats.
Love the baby goats.
Yeah.
Me personally, the baby, anything. The babies, just that whole animal system getting a nice big upgrade is something I'm personally looking forward to. Let's see, I think this is for 24, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. What are some of the other features that you? Oh, I just clobbered that sign. What are some of the other features that you're looking forward to?
All the base grain crops that are deals or mods now, probably. The peas and the new crops are gonna be fun. New harvesters and everything.
Yeah, the new stuff definitely looks really, really nice. The one thing I keep saying, the one thing I'm really worried about is, are we going to have a situation with the new crops where it's going to be like sugar beets, or is it going to be a situation where it's like cotton? And what I mean by that is, are we going to have the kind of extreme startup costs for cotton, or are we going to have the kind of smaller equipment, things that we can kind of build ourselves up to when it comes to those new crops such as sugar beets? So what I
Yeah.
use as the example here is when you look at such as sugar beets, you go in and you can get these little itty bitty harvesters, $100,000, and boom, you're into sugar beets. Not a big deal.
And it's not a 500,000 or 750,000 or whatever it is now for the big ones.
Exactly. But if you get into cotton, especially base game and stuff, you got $500,000 for just the square harvester, and you got almost more than $750,000 for the round baler. So it's one of those, like, is the new stuff going to be like sugar beets, or is it going to be like cotton? If it's like sugar beets and we actually kind of get a kind of a mixed bag on what kind of equipment we can get our hands on, then I'm going to be super excited. If it's going to be like cotton, then I'm going to be less excited, because then again, we're going to like have that really large startup cost, and it's going to be nearly impossible to kind of get into right away. You're going to have to really kind of buckle down and get into things. So that's one of the things that I've been really kind of concerned about, because I haven't seen too much from Giants, but we'll see. We'll see how that all goes.
We'll find out in a month.
Yes. So thankfully, here in about a month, we're going to see what they have to offer there. But I was very much interested in the fact sheets from Friday there in the sugar beet harvester that they showed off. The Amity harvester, I think it was.
I think that's how you said it anyways.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. But it's the one I was really interested in was the one that actually hooks up to the back of a tractor. That really kind of caught my eye, because I think that is going to be like a nice kind of middle ground between what we have as kind of our basic introductory equipment and the kind of big harvesters, $600,000 behemoth of machines.
Yeah. It's MT 2720 or 675,000. So it's not too bad. The crop chase is 160,000. Yeah.
Yeah, so it would make it a pretty good middle ground, somewhere in between, which will be very, very nice. And depending on how it harvests and whatnot, that could be something really nice, because in theory, you're supposed to use that chaser bin because of the profile and whatnot, how it hooks up to everything. But it almost looks like you have the harvester and chaser bin hooked up to one tractor. As best as I could tell, I couldn't see a second tractor in the photo that they provided. But, it's possible if it all hooks up as one large kind of machine kind of thing, then hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff later on down the line that will actually be bigger, like bigger trailers and then larger capacities and all that kind of stuff. So it'll make the harvesting just that much easier down the road.
Yeah.
So Luke, what about
the other screenshot they
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The other screenshot they shared there? The other screenshot they shared?
For the
light tracks, one right below it, for sugar beets. That was like $500,000 there.
Yeah, so that kind of looks like the replacement for what is it? The not the Panther, the Ropa and the Ropa and the Grimmy for the sugar beets. Is not even necessarily a replacement, but maybe just kind of something to go along with it. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it looks really, really sharp, but basically looks like the same kind of equipment, just a different manufacturer.
Yeah.
So, Luke, what kind of farming do you tend to lean towards? What's your favorite kind of stuff to do?
The American stuff. Or I like doing America realistic farming, like realistic speeds,
Okay, so you tend not to.
Come on.
Uh-oh. Jasper's making his way to you?
Crash into a light pole.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No. Too early.
So,
before that happened, where is...
So you prefer more realistic farming? Do you do ultra realistic, to where you're not using straps, you're not using like any kind of mods and stuff that'll actually make things, quote unquote, easier, or are you really kind of real to an extent?
My uncle's a farmer, so yeah, I try to do it as realistic as possible.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As close as I can get.
Well, yeah, and that's the only thing about Farming Simulator is, I mean, you can do real, like, for the most part, you could get about 95 to 98% of the way to real. But there's always going to be some sort of liberties that you have to take just because it's a game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Before we get going, let me keep catching up with the chat here. So, let's see. We've got... Where was I? Oh, here we go. So we had Will T Gaming says, has Luke seen my screenshots? I don't know. Luke, have you seen Will T Gaming's screenshots in the past?
I have not.
Have not? Okay, well, you'll be in for a treat because he has sent some off earlier, so I will be playing those after the intermission later. Let's see. He also says, I'll be working on my map, hopefully on my days off. Nice, nice. Jonah, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says hello. We've got Will says hi to Jonah. Then Ken says hey to Jonah. We got Will says, Luke, what is your favorite thing about FS25?
I'm also looking forward to the tornadoes, all the natural disasters and stuff. See what that's all going to look like, too.
Yes. So that was something I've spoken about a few times here on the channel that I'm really, really excited about, is that kind of natural disaster thing, because it makes it to where there's no guarantee. Because right now, the way that the game's set up is you're basically set with just procedures. You start, on procedure 1, then procedure 2, just boom, 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 boom. And as long as you go through all those procedures, there's no real sense of failure. There's no real sense of, oh man, I'm struggling, or something happened where it's going to harm me. You're always going to get the full potential if you do all the procedures right. You're always going to be like expecting to get X, Y, or Z. You're going to get to that point. But with the tornadoes, with all that kind of natural disasters and stuff, that actually makes it to where we might actually have a bad year for our crops. And because we actually have a bad year, that might completely derail whatever plans we have. If we get into too much debt with the bank or something like that, we might not be able to pay off our debt on time. We might not be able to do pretty much anything, based on, a bad tornado or something. So, yeah, you're right. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Oops. I'm kind of getting out of control here myself. Come on. This Roshlamash tractor is just an absolute nuisance, if you ask me. Let's see. So we got... Let's see. Oh. Okay, there we go. Reaver Time Todd says, I'm actually curious about how the grazing will work. Already putting together ideas for game scenarios in my head. Oh man, I think everybody is really kind of thinking about all these different features and all these things that are really going to impact how it is that they interact and how they're going to play with the game. So, Luke, you're familiar with FS22. You've played it. Do you play on console or PC?
Console.
You play on console. On
PS5.
PS5. There we go. So you're familiar with how your kind of current gaming style is. You play on a more realistic gaming style and all that. Is there any kind of new addition that FS25 has kind of teased or has put out now where it's going to be like kind of a game changer for you and your game style personally?
GPS.
Yes.
I
GPS.
cannot wait for GPS. Hopefully some smarter AI too,
Well, and I think
hope.
with GPS that's going to bring us some smarter AI. I hope
so, because they're absolutely stupid right now.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm. You can see I'm setting my worker off right now, but I have no prayers that they're going to be able to, do exactly what it is I expect them to do.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much what everybody does. It's just you basically hope that they're going to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's all you can do is hope right now.
And that's it. You just basically just sit there and, it's like, okay, well, this is what I expect them to do. Will they do it? Maybe. Or maybe they'll find them in the river.
Yeah. Happened a few times.
Oh, yeah. It's happened quite a few times. I mean, just in this live stream series alone, I can point to all the different times where I've found different bits of equipment, in the river or in somebody else's field that has nothing to do with the field that I was on previously. Just all sorts of nonsense that can happen. And then, of course, if you get like a contract like a cultivating or a plowing contract, and they end up going rogue and they go into somebody else's field or something, they end up plowing out like a big old chunk or section of it, which wouldn't be a big deal if like they're doing the damage to their own fields and stuff, the ones that you're contracted to do. But the problem is that if you go out into somebody else's fields and you complete the contract, that issue, that kind of error that they made on that field stays there until something is enacted upon that field next. So if you get another contract that eventually pops up for the field that was made a mistake to, then it'll kind of reset. But you're always going to sit there and have that little reminder until you get that kind of reset of, hey, look at what happened, X amount of time ago.
Why did I trust you, kind of thing.
That's it exactly. It's like, why did I put any faith in you whatsoever?
I knew better.
And that's it. We all, by this time, we're almost 3 years into FS22. Like, we're all very familiar with how the AI workers go, and we tend to try and compensate for their ineptitude. But even with trying to compensate for that, it doesn't always work out. They can throw a curveball at us. Here on the channel, we always say, what do we call AI here? Actual idiots.
That's pretty much what they are. At least pretty close to it anyways.
Exactly. Let's see. We've got Ken says, come on, Will, or just being greedy now. And then Will with an LOL. Let's see. Reaver says, but there is now a mini cotton baler. There is a mini cotton baler. So for those who are not familiar with it, they actually came out with a modified bio baler, and they've got they got it usable for cotton, and they got it usable for another product. It might be for wood chips or something. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So we get little mini bio balers to make mini cotton bales. That's awesome. So that makes, actually, I think I even have it on my. I actually think I do have it. Oh, there it is. So yeah, they got poplars here, which is the modified Bio Baler Pro, and then they got one here for cotton. So you can make little mini cotton bales. And that's a much better price. $100,000 as opposed to, what, $600,000 for the starter or something?
Something absolutely ridiculous. Actually, I can look it up real quick, actually.
Oh, there you go. Let's see, I think it's the next field here.
Cotton. This case one is $485,000, and the John Deere is $847.
Yeah,
so definitely pricey.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong,
Those are the base game ones.
Cotton can be a lot of fun, but to be able to get up to that, especially when you're just starting out, unless you start on like what is it, the farm manager or start from scratch where you actually get that like kind of good chunk of money as a kind of down payment, but you don't get any property, you don't get anything along those lines. Yeah. So unless you're gonna like set up in that regard, it's just so incredibly difficult to be able to actually build up your farm to such a degree to be able to actually start using cotton and those equipment. So now that we finally got something where it's going to be a more reasonable introduction, but even with the bio balers are really kind of a nuisance to use. I don't know if you ever used any of the bio balers yet.
Have not.
So it works just like a typical baler. You know, it just nothing too ordinarily special about them. But the problem is that they swing out to one side of your tractor or another. You can technically, have it run behind you, but I don't know if cotton has destruction on it or not. So it's one of those that if you run it out behind you, you're going to be running over your product and thus, potentially limiting your intake. So you can swing it to one side of your tractor or the other to have it kind of intake the bales. But it's just a slog. It just takes a really, really long time for you to kind of, get anything going for cotton. So it's just, I don't know. It just oftentimes just isn't worth the squeeze when it the fruit isn't worth the squeeze at that point, unless you're like really into doing cotton or something like that.
Take out a massive loan too. That would also work too.
Yeah, and that's it too.
Yeah, because on the PS5, you're gonna take out a $500,000 loan too. So, which isn't the best, but also it's not the worst either.
Yeah,
and I'm working on paying that off right now. So,
and that's the thing is with cotton. I mean, it is worth the amount of money that you're putting into it. The amount of money that you put into like the machinery and all that stuff, you're gonna make your money back. It's not like it's gonna be, you put in, $500,000 or $750,000 and then you're getting like $5,000 out of a harvest kind of thing. It's nothing like that. Yeah. But it's still just one of those, it can take a while for you to build up the amount of resources to be able to do it. And yeah, you can take out a loan and all that stuff, but not everybody's comfortable with taking out a loan, especially that early on.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those. It really just kind of depends on your gaming style and how everybody wants to kind of go about doing things. I mean, it's ultimately what it boils down to in the end.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got Will T Gaming says BDD is getting a birthday gift from me. I appreciate that, Will. Thank you so very, very much. Yes, next month is my birthday. I'm going to be 41 years old. Holy smokes. Where is the time gone? Whew. November 8th. That's coming up way too soon.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you get a farm sim for your birthday.
Yes. Yeah, so it's going to be a really busy week that week. So there's going to be my birthday. Within a couple of days of my birthday is going to be voting day. And then a couple of days after that is going to be the Farm Sim 25. So yeah, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gold Gaming! How's it going, Gold? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. This is BD. Gold, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Jody! How's it going there, bud? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Says hi. Ken says, what up, Jody? Jody says, chilling and playing the game. Excellent. Philippa says, I'm going to download FS25 for Ken on the 12th of November. Oh, that's awesome, Pippa. Thank you. I'm sure he is going to greatly appreciate that, and I am sure with the clapping of the hands there, 100% is appreciated. Jody says, my favorite thing to do is play the game and have fun and relax. 100%. I think that's the vast majority why most of us play, is to just kick back, relax, and, just have fun. What about you, Ken? Wow, sorry. Luke, what about you? I mean, do you tend to hop on just to kind of relax, or do you just, do you have, specific plans, or how do you go about playing FS22?
After work. Then come home after work, hang out with the family for a little bit, to come up and play FS25 till it's bedtime, pretty much. Or 22, I mean. Not 25.
Soon.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So what kind of maps are you playing on currently? You said that you were big into the American style maps, but which ones are you playing on at the moment?
I'm playing Wymark, uh, Canada right now. The plant, seed one,
Oh yeah, yeah,
seed map.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So with Wymark, are you big? Are you into the more like larger style fields, more squared, or are you into kind of the hoop-de-doos of say like an Alma, Missouri, or a Stone Valley?
I like both because my uncle does farming up over in eastern Washington on the other side of the state from where I am. So he's the other full other part of the state. So and it's hills over there. So yeah, so I like kind of doing both. Depends what I
Okay.
feel like doing.
So are you trying to almost emulate his farm and what it is that he does, or are you just kind of trying to do your own thing, or a mixture
I'm
of
trying to do
both?
my own thing, mixture of both a little bit. It'd be nice if there's a map around his area, but not that I've seen, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah,
So I know for FS19 when that was out, there was a map called the Pacific Northwest, and it was one of my favorites. It wasn't my favorite, but it was one of them. It was definitely up there in the top tens in my opinion. And one of those maps where I really started like cutting my teeth in the whole farming simulator world, and I don't know, just something about that map just really kind of spoke to me, and I know you're out on the west coast there, but um,
yeah,
I don't know. Well, you said that you really didn't start playing until the mobile version, and then here on 22. So you're probably not familiar with that
yeah.
map.
No, I think I've seen Trucker Matsy play it before, once or twice maybe. I think
I'm sorry, who was that?
Trucker Matsy on YouTube.
Oh, I'm
I was
not
another
familiar with that
content
channel.
creator. Yeah,
Okay, well, that's somebody I'll have to definitely check out there. But
yeah,
but yeah, it was definitely a fun map, and it was one of the first that really kind of started making me kind of change my way of thinking in regards to my gameplay. Because I started on FS19, I was really kind of into the very squared off maps, very big fields, and all that stuff. And that was the first one where it was still relatively square, still relatively clean, very AI worker friendly. There we go. But there was still some kind of, fun little things that were kind of thrown into the mix there. And
yeah,
especially what really kind of got my motor running on that one was the fact that it was very hilly. Like the terrain was much different than what I was used to. Because like I said, I was really into the flatter maps, not necessarily flat, but just flat enough to be kind of seeing a long ways, big sides, big style fields, and all that stuff. But that one there really kind of caught my attention and really kind of opened my eyes to a different kind of world kind of thing. And then I just went down the rabbit hole, and now here I am playing on maps such as Carpathian Countryside. The one I did before this one was Alma, Missouri, and so on and so forth. So it's amazing where we start and where we end up as we continue to play and as we continue to progress into different iterations of maps. It's funny
yeah.
if you ask me. What would you say is the hardest map that you've played on?
Oh man, I live probably Alma because of all the different in and outs of all the fields, probably. Because the AIs, some of them don't get all the way, so therefore you gotta go back and go back and get redo some of the outside edge of the field, probably.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Alma is notorious, just like we were talking about before, how it's very AI unfriendly. You send a
Yeah.
worker off, if you don't give them a good kind of headland around the field and whatnot, then they're going to be going
Yeah.
off into so many different directions. And with some of the
Yeah.
size of those fields, if they end up like getting into another field, they could be halfway across the map before you might even realize, like, hey, they're not even in the field that I expect them to be in, let alone doing the job that I expect them to do.
Yeah.
But what would you say is one of the worst like issues that you've come across here on FS22? Like, what was one of, not necessarily a bungle or a mistake or anything, just something that has happened that has just like not gone according to plan?
Oh man, that's a hard one. Because I haven't really thought about it, going, oh, I know what it is. Probably not enough loan money in the PS5, We just can't, because you gotta building stuff, You gotta wait till you have enough money, so you can actually do what you want to do, maybe. I found that to be pretty tricky, That's
Gotcha.
that's probably that's probably the hardest, There's not enough
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
money to loan out, or you can't just tap in money, on the or PCs, like, but hey, I want this much, to build, nope, can't do that.
So
That's probably the
basically,
trickiest
like, you had plans
of
to
it all.
doing something, then all of a sudden you just didn't have enough money.
Yeah, like a building, going Cause I'm trying to build a stylish bit, but I only have 32,000, and I want oh like 140, and I don't have enough money for a loan,
Gotcha,
I
gotcha.
have I only have about $90,000 for a loan left. I don't want to take the whole 500,000 out, leave a little cushion in there. So yeah, that
Oh,
kind of thing probably.
for sure. And there's nothing worse than getting into like a loan situation and then
Yeah,
miscalculating something. Then you're like, oh
yeah,
no, I took out all this money and now all of a sudden it's not going the way that I expected it to go.
yeah,
Oh man, yeah, no, I hear you there. I've had that happen to me once or twice where I've like, oh yeah, I'll just go ahead and get this, and then I can kind of move on to the next thing and just kind of rob Peter to pay Paul kind of thing, and then end up
yeah,
basically shooting myself in the foot because I forgot. Oh hey, I needed this thing in order to be able to get to the next thing, and if I don't have this thing to get to the next thing, well then I can't do the thing.
yeah,
So yeah, I've done that so many times, and it's like, oh, what? Naturally, what ends up happening for me is that I'll end up having to take out even a bigger loan in order to be able to compensate, kind of thing. Because I've already
yeah,
bought the equipment that get me to point A, but I need points B and C to be able to get to the final.
yeah,
So I've done that so many times. It's just like poor planning,
yeah.
kind of thing.
But what it comes down to, going, oh, didn't calculate for it to be that much. Oops.
Yep. Yeah,
Kind
so
of
I got to
thing.
take a little bit extra, or I got to wait.
Yeah. I'd rather just wait, than take a little extra.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of those where, like, it really, especially depending on what it is that you're doing. Like, if you're doing like, let's say like a harvesting or something like that, but you need that second thing where you can't necessarily wait, then it's like, okay, well, I have to do it because or else, kind of thing, or else I'm not going to get
Yeah.
anything out of the deal. So I've had that happen to me so many times. It's like, oh man, like actually sugar beet harvesting. I did this one quite some time ago, actually, where I was buying the introductory sugar beet harvester, but completely forgot I needed the topper for the front of the tractor. So I ended up, just buying the rear one, the rear harvester, without the actual topper. And I get out there and I put the thing down, and so all of a sudden it's like, it's not it's not harvesting. I'm like, oh no, what did I do? And that's when it dawned on me. It's like, oh no, I need this thing too. Shoot.
Yeah.
That's happened. That has definitely happened a time or two.
Not gonna say how many, but it's happened a time or two.
Yep. More than I'm proud to admit.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
Come on, Prof. Why don't you get ripe? I have 2 fields I'm waiting to get ripe, and kind of a standstill until they get ripe, you know?
Oh man, that's one of the best parts, but worst parts about this game is just sitting there and waiting, the hurry up and wait that you eventually get into.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're like Will T Gaming, where you're having to put it on 30-day months in order to be able to have enough time to get all your work done.
Good honks. That's crazy. I'm not there yet. I'm only at 1 day months.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not there quite yet.
So Will was playing on Alma, Missouri, and he had gotten every inch of the map bought. He owned everything. He basically was doing so much in ways of, working for his cattle and all that stuff. He had, I think it was like 6,800 head of cattle or something like that.
That's a lot of cattle.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. He had millions of liters of manure, millions of liters of slurry. It was absolutely bonkers the amount of work that he was doing, but he was sitting there, he had to extend out the number of days that he was doing per month in order to have enough time to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is absolutely nuts. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we've got Ken says AIs are the BDD's best friend. They're my best friend to make fun of.
Yeah.
And I think that's how everybody kind of sees them. Is they are everybody's best friend to poke fun at.
Yeah, definitely.
Jody says,
what do they do this time? Whatevers. Really? Come on.
That's it. And it's funny because, like I said, you know most of the stuff they'll do, but every once in a while, like, perfect example, I sent the worker to go off. I've got him working, but he's backing all the way up because there's a pole in the middle of the field, so he's going to sit there back all the way up into the other end of the field just so he can get turned around and do this one section that isn't behind the pole. So
waste your perfectly good money so you can use that on something else.
Yeah. So I'm spending all that money just to have him back up, just to do his thing.
Back up.
You gotta love it. But it's one of those. When it comes to the AI workers, I typically will say 80% is good enough. If they can do 80% of the job that I ask them to do, then I'm happy. If they can't do 80%, then I'm kind of a little peeved that I even hired them in the first place. But 80% is good enough. Now, with the expectations of GPS, with the expectations of the enhanced AI workers in FS25, and kind of how they're boasting about, how it's supposed to work on every field, how it's supposed to do the X, how it's supposed to do Y, all these different things that Giants has kind of laid out before us, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to bump that up. So say maybe 90% of the work is done, or 95%. If they get that much done, then I'll be a happy camper.
Be a farm manager pretty much instead of a AI overseer kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, and it's one of those where, depending on the situation I put myself in, because I also do Let's Play series, I also do kind of, the whole story-driven content and stuff. There might be scenarios where I can't hire a worker. I have to do the work myself. So, but it's
like
one of those.
Bales.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Bales.
And there's certain ways getting around the whole bailing issue. You can technically do certain things depending on what equipment you have. So it just all depends. But no, that is the perfect example. When you're doing baling and stuff, you can't hire a worker to do it, so you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Let's
And the round bales
see.
are absolute pain to use too, because you gotta stop whenever they're full. Stop, wait, have them unload too.
Oh yeah, yeah, the round bales, exactly.
Yeah,
And now, unless you've got like the what is it, the quick baler or the quick baler,
yeah,
or you've got something like the Kubota version, which I think it was called the fast baler, to where you
yeah,
don't have to stop and it just kind of spits it all out on the ground for you. Those are nice. I do like those
yeah,
balers. But for somebody like you, I can see you not being into those because they're not. Well, the fast baler is not really
yeah,
realistic.
yeah. I was thinking about downloading one of those here sometime, going, it'd be definitely nice there from not missing everything, but at the same time, though, it's not very realistic either,
Well,
you know?
they did come out with some more balers here recently. I think they were the adjustables. Let me find out because I know I installed them. Let's see. Oh, here it is, a variable pickup width. So these ones here, you can have them set to their standard pickup width, but you can
Yeah,
also extend them out to like ridiculous sizes and stuff. And it's all the base game balers, which is really nice. So you can start out with this, Massey Ferguson, but have the really ultra wide pickup range like the quick baler, and or something along those lines. So you can kind of
yeah,
adjust it as you see fit. So that is nice. I do like that as kind of a feature to the game.
yeah.
Let's see. So we have Jody says, good day. Awesome, Jody. Glad to hear it. Pippa says, I sent my screenshots to BDD. Yes, you did. And I will be showing those off here after the intermission. We've got Nacho Cast. How's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hi, guys. And then Pippa says, hi. So I think that I'm all caught up with the chat. Yes, I am. Perfect. All right. So, Luke, what are some of your favorite activities to do on your farm?
Oh, it depends on the farm, because right now I'm mowing right now, getting ready for some cattle. So I like probably doing animals, probably. They're pretty fun.
Do you have a specific
Mowing,
type of animal
harvesting
that
trees.
you're into, or?
Cows, sheep, pigs, not so much because they just take a lot of work for no product. Just do digestate and slurry, or that's what they do anyways. Yeah, but they're not very. I like getting stuff or chickens. Chickens are nice and easy too. I like doing chickens.
Yeah. Chickens to me are the best animal to start out with when you're first kind of starting
Yeah,
off your farm because they're basic, they're easy. You can get a contract for wheat, barley, or sorghum and be done. You have everything
yeah,
that you need to be able to take care of them at that point, as long as you have the barn and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
Uh, After that, I think sheep are the next best because again, all you need is grass, and then they're done.
yeah.
So they're super easy
And
to
then,
take care of, and
yeah, if you take your clothes to the fabric, and then take your fabric to the what's the clothes factory, you get a boatload of money.
yep, and that's it. Is
Like $30,000 per oh every 1,000 liters or something.
oh yeah, it's nuts the amount of money that you can get
Yeah,
from wool or from cotton, and then turning it into fabric, then turning it into clothes.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
ridiculous the amount of payout that you can get.
yeah. Super nice. You just gotta get there.
Yep, and that's it.
You just gotta
Is
buy all the factories and everything too.
Yep, and they're not cheap unless you got like the
Yeah,
mods and stuff. It ends up coming out in the end, but when everything's said and done, you got to spend a pretty penny if you're using like the base stuff.
yeah.
Now Reaver says not caught up anymore. Thanks, Reaver. I appreciate it. I get all excited. It's like, yes, I caught up. Not
Kind of.
anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
Not this time, sucker. Nacho Cast with an LOL. Ken with an LOL. Reaver with bees are the easiest. Oh, yes. You know what? You're 100% right. All you got to do is plunk them down. Done. You're 100% right. They are the easiest.
For sure. Because the mobile FS23 was 21. I think it's 21. FS21. The mobile did not have like productions like at all. So it's super. Let's go. Take your grain to the grain mill or wherever. You can't move it down the line, you know. But then 23 came out. Going, oh, look at that. I can do all these productions. It's so much more fun. And the graphics for 22 versus 23 are so much better versus the phone versus the mobile version. It is like crazy the difference between the two.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the especially when you're playing on something like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. Like the difference between the amount of hardware computing power that you have, I mean, is night and day. But I mean, the fact that they make a mobile version that they support and that they actually have something that's comparable to an FS22 or comparable to the current in-game version that they're playing, I think that's a really cool thing, and it really kind of opens the door to people being like, oh hey, check out this mobile game. I can play a farmer and stuff like that. And then it's like, oh wait, I can not only play a farmer on the phone, but I can also play it on like an actual console, or I can play it on my PC, whatever the case may be. It's one of those. It's a cool kind of introduction to the game as a whole. So how is it that you were introduced to because you said you started playing on the mobile version. How were you introduced to it? Did you just happen to find it one day on like the App Store, or did you
I started watching, I think, was it DJ or was it Clutch? I can't remember which one it was. But then they're going, oh, that's cool, that's like, is there a mobile version, because I don't have the money right now, or at least I didn't back then, to buy a PC. I was going to get a PC first, but then get a custom built PC, and then versus the price of a PS5, going, ooh, $500 for a PS5 versus a couple thousand for a nice PC. Let's go with the PS5. It's like a third of the price.
Yeah, and that's it.
They kind of got me into doing this here.
That's funny because it wasn't Clutch or DJ for me. But it was pretty much the same story. As I ended up watching a YouTuber called Markiplier, and he was doing a gaming series with a couple of his friends on Farming Simulator 19, and basically it was the same thing where I was like, oh hey, they're playing a game called Farming Simulator 19 that kind of interests me, watching them kind of goof around and learning, and because they really, I don't know if you're familiar with them or not, but really don't go through and kind of read how to play the game. They just kind of dive into it kind of thing, which oftentimes leads to a lot of silly yet hilarious.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly. It could be, that they're really good at it, or they make a lot of really kind of amateur mistakes and whatnot. Kind of like what I'm doing on the other series I've been playing here on the channel, Grounded, where I probably could have done a bit more research to figure out how certain things operate and whatnot, but at the same time, I'm kind of learning on the fly kind of thing, because I've just been really wanting to play and really wanting to see how the game kind of goes and progresses. And it's just one of those, it definitely leads to a lot of silly mistakes, but at the same time,
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just coming on to have fun.
Yeah.
But so other than Farming Simulator, are there any other games that you tend to play?
Not really. Mostly farm sim, more farm sim, you know?
Okay, so you're a farm sim ride or die kind of person.
Pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much. I thought about trying out like the NHL or MLB one, you know, but I haven't done it yet, you know?
Are you an NHL
So
fan?
yeah. A little bit. Uh, Kraken hockey right now because they're our local hockey team.
Oh yeah, the Seattle Kraken. They just they what
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Third season right now. Third, fourth, I think. They're fairly new.
Yeah, very very new. Me, I'm a big
Yeah.
hockey fan. I've been a Detroit Red Wings fan pretty much my whole life. Actually, since about 1992, 93, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've always been a big hockey fan and used to play, NHL, the game, the series by EA all the time. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I've been kind of disenfranchised, not disenfranchised, that's the wrong word, disheartened with EA and their model and all that stuff. So really have kind of gone away from all EA products at this current time, and really just been kind of putting my head into FS 22, soon to be 25.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's catch up with the chat again real quick, as we had a few people just throwing in
It's
some.
going off again.
It's going off again. Let's see. Will's asking you, Luke, what is your favorite brand? So, what is your favorite manufacturer?
Oh. I like Massey Ferguson, Case, John Deere. Yeah, all the big U.S. brands, pretty much. New
Nice.
Holland. So you name a big U.S. brand, probably yeah.
Is any one of them
probably
kind of
like it.
above the rest, or?
I like the Case.
Case
Probably.
man, very nice, very nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm a Case fan. Yep.
Nice.
So, I've told this story a few times, but my father, he used to be into used to be a heavy construction repair mechanic. Not like a field mechanic or anything like that. He used to work for a construction company, and the construction company that he worked for used to have nothing but the heavy duty Case construction equipment. So he would take me out to his gravel sites, and we would go out there and we'd go into like the gravel pits on the weekends, and we'd go, how do I say this that's YouTube friendly? We would take our pew-pews and go out to the gravel pits and have a nice day out in the pit.
Your boomsticks?
Our boomsticks, exactly. This is my boomstick. I love that reference, by the way.
We use that in the reenacting term, you know? It's your boomstick.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Evil Dead is the reference there. I think it was actually Army of Darkness is the one that I can remember off the top of my head, which is I think the third, well technically the second in the series, because there's the original Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell, but the original was really kind of I guess you could say it was like a cult underground classic. Then they basically remade, or no, it wasn't Army of Darkness. No, I'm sorry. What was the original one called? Army of Darkness was the third one, which was the sequel to the remake. Evil Dead, that's the movie. So it was the Evil Dead, which was like the cult underground classic that really wasn't well received. Then they remade it and called it Evil Dead 2, but it was basically the same exact movie. And then Army of Darkness was the sequel to Evil Dead 2. And there's a scene where Bruce Campbell says he's holding up a shotgun. He's like, "This is my boomstick." Because he basically he gets thrown back into, for anybody who's never seen it, and this is a really old movie, so I'm not worried about spoiler alerts or anything like that. But he basically gets sucked back in time to a more medieval time where the Evil Dead is basically creating an army in this kind of medieval time, but he's like the only person with like firearms, like more modern day kind of weaponry, and he's got a shotgun, and that basically people there think he's like a witch, and they try and capture him, but then he touches off the shotgun and scares everyone away, and he's like, "This is my boomstick, and if you come at me, so help me."
Kind of like Chitty Chitty with the flying car.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, funny movie. It's one of those, like I said, if you're looking for just like a stupid yet funny movie, go check it out. Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead was more of a serious kind of movie, and I think that's kind of where they kind of went off the rails, is that they tried to make a serious horror movie with Bruce Campbell. And Bruce Campbell is just not a real serious actor. I mean, in my opinion, I guess. He's more of a kind of a lighthearted kind of goofball character, in which he kind of really kind of embraced that kind of role in Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. But yeah, so anyways, we would go to the gravel pits, and we would take our boomsticks, and we would go out there and have a good time. Well, while we were at the gravel pits, I would see all the heavy-duty construction equipment that was all Case brands and all that stuff, and it was just one of those kind of what I kind of knew and fell in love with. Let's see, let's do that.
That's like the Kubotas, too.
I'm sorry, say that again?
The Kubotas. The Kubota tractors and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Those are pretty nice, too.
They are. Yeah, absolutely. Now, me personally, I used to be a big John Deere fan. Used to. But I kind of grew a little sour with them when they did the right to repair nonsense. So for those who aren't familiar with it, John Deere was spearheading a initiative to make it to where basically all their equipment you had to go to the dealership in order to repair. And that was basically everything across the board. So they would use specialized bolts and fittings and all these different things that they would not allow you as an individual owner to own. It was basically like non-standardized materials. And yeah, they basically...
That's just rude.
Oh yeah, well, and the worst part about it is that all the other like car manufacturers and all these other manufacturers were like, okay, well, they're kind of spearheading this thing. Let's see how it goes down. And John Deere really kind of stepped in it, because a lot of their, diehard, John Deere fans basically said, under no circumstances am I going to buy a John Deere product going into the future, or any other manufacturer that goes with this kind of model. So it was one of those that
I wouldn't do it.
Well, and you think about it too. I mean, you go with a farmer, just an average farmer who has a John Deere set of equipment. Look at this John Deere 8R series, $285,000. You spend $285,000 on a tractor, right? And you have to go then take it into the dealership and do even the most basic of repairs. I mean, you're talking about
oil change.
You're talking about tens of thousands of dollars for just basic repairs. And something that you could have done theoretically on your own, now you can't do that anymore. And It's now
Yeah.
costing you tens of thousands of dollars to do something that you used to be able to do because of corporate greed.
By yourself.
And like I said, all the
Yeah.
other manufacturers, not just tractors and stuff, but we're talking car manufacturers, were really eyeballing, John Deere and seeing, hey, is this something that they're going to get away with? Are we going to be able to now take this kind of model and apply it universally across the board with Ford, Chevrolet, car manufacturers? There's tons of people who have older styled motor vehicles and stuff like that they do the repairs themselves. I'm one of them. I had an older
Same
2000 yeah I had an older 2003 Jeep Liberty that I did pretty much everything on that vehicle. I replaced radiators, I replaced timing, ignition timings, not the ignition timing, what am I, coil packs. Replaced coil packs, I replaced all that stuff. Oh. Ken with the $5 super chat. Ken, thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I will continue reading on the chat here in just a moment. But, so yeah, I mean, there's tons of people out there who do their own repairs, and all the manufacturers were really eyeballing this, but John Deere caught such a backlash to this that they basically had to back off and said, okay, well, we're not going to do this anymore. And they did pilot it for a couple of years, and it wasn't until they received all this like really outsized backlash before people really started like, okay, well, we're sorry, we won't do this anymore. But the fact that they even pioneered it at all really put a bad taste in my mouth and really made me not like John Deere anymore. So, I mean, and let's face it, John Deere, I mean, the green and yellow is iconic. There's not too many people in this world that wouldn't know that's a John Deere.
Unless you're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
know what?
Living out in a hole somewhere out in the middle of nowhere.
Africa, where there's no farm equipment at all.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, one of those where it would take a very specific set of circumstances for somebody not to recognize a John Deere tractor. Even if you didn't know it by name, you would recognize it, like, okay, I know what that is. I know that manufacturer. I might not know the name of the manufacturer, but I'm at least aware of it, kind of thing.
Yeah, or the designation, it's like an 8R, a 9R,
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, that really just personally just put a really bad taste in my mouth. And like I said, knowing that there was so many other manufacturers that were like, okay, I'm going to now try and, model our businesses after that. So it did have very bad downstream effects to it as well, or at least potentially had it. Thankfully, it didn't work out. Thankfully, people who were the most affected by it, stood their ground and said, no, I will.
The farmers that use it.
Exactly. The farmers who were
because they're
directly
probably
affected.
going into debt. Because they're probably going into debt just to get the equipment anyways, and they don't want to do anything, buy to spend the transport fee for somebody's specialty with lowboy to come out and get it, haul it, and bring it back a couple days later.
Well, and think about it. I mean, think about the last time that anybody has gone to a dealership and said, hey, how much does X amount cost? How much does it cost for an oil change? Versus taking it to your local mechanic. And, okay, the same exact job, the same exact materials, the same exact parts. It's infinitely more expensive at the dealership. I mean, by a factor of 10 sometimes. I remember, perfect example. I have a Ford Fusion. It's an older Ford Fusion. It's like a 2012. And I remember I was having issues with the air conditioning. And it's one of 3 issues. And I've whittled out one of those issues. Well, the other 2 issues that it could possibly be is a sensor that is buried inside the dashboard. And basically all this sensor does is that it checks to see if the air conditioner has actually frozen over. So it's if the coil that the air runs over to cool down the air, if that coil has frozen over. That's all this sensor does. I got a quote from the dealer to say, how much would this be to repair? The dealer quoted me, I think it was something like, almost $3,000 to replace this one sensor. I got a quote from a just an average shop. It's like, hey, how much will you charge? Oh, we'll charge $1,000. So it was expensive. And I asked him, well, why is it so expensive to repair this? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal for this sensor. And they were sitting there explaining, well, in order to get to this specific sensor, you have to disassemble the entire dashboard. And not just the dashboard, but then you actually have to remove the steering column from the steering knuckle and take it out. So you actually have to pull out the dashboard and the knuckle from the steering column out from its original position, and then reach behind everything that's there in order to get to this sensor. So that was the one of the other three possibilities. And then the last one is the actual device, the little knobs that control the temperature of the air conditioner. That unit that sends the signals to the gate to how do I say this? The thing that tells the unit, hey, make it hot, hey, make it cold, hey, turn it to tier 1 or tier 2 or the blower, things like that. That could be wrong too. And again, got quotes for that, and the dealership wanted, a couple $1,000. A normal repair guy wanted, I think it was like $700 for that. And then I could get the part. So the sensor itself, I could have gotten the sensor for like, I think it was $20. $20 for that original sensor that they originally quoted me like almost $3,000 for. The other thing to replace that was like $200 because it all comes in one assembly. But the dealer, or the I think it was the repair shop quoted me, I think it was like $700, but it was because they had to disassemble the entire column. So it was all this stuff. It was like so much more expensive because it's all about labor. It's all about somebody's time to do the job, kind of thing. So imagine if you were no longer able to do your own repair bills, your own repair costs. The amount of money that you'd have to spend, and do you think that John Deere or Ford or Chevy or whoever is going to now bring down their prices accordingly because now all of a sudden they're getting this influx of business? No, it's still going to be the same ridiculous costs, but now you're forced.
Even more.
Yeah, or even more, because now you're forced to go to them.
Yeah.
So don't like it. Don't like when big corporate entities like that now all of a sudden decide that, hey, we're going to force people into a position that they shouldn't be in the first place.
Yeah, rude.
So let's see. We've got, Will also says, Luke, what is your favorite new crop in FS25?
Oh, man. Probably going to be the peas or maybe rice. That's going to be a fun one, too.
Are you looking forward to doing the wet rice or the dry rice?
The dry rice.
So are you actually going to try the wet rice, or are you just going to say, nah, not for me?
Haven't decided yet.
Undecided? Okay.
Haven't decided yet.
And let's see. We'll also ask Luke, what do you think GPS being base game, baby animals, and traffic going around you? So he's asking, what is your opinions on the GPS being in base game, baby animals, and the ability for traffic to now recognize you as a obstruction and just weave around you?
They have that in 23 if you're going too slow, and it's gonna be pretty nice. Because they have if you're going too slow on a tractor or something, the traffic just goes around you. It, yes, 23, 20, can't remember which one it was. But one of the mobile ones that have the traffic go around you if you're going too slow. Which actually is pretty nice, actually. Then you worry about, holding up traffic, they just go around you. So that part is pretty nice right there.
So
And
that,
what was the other part of the question?
let's see. He was asking what's your opinion on GPS as well as baby animals.
Baby animals. Ah, man, I like how cute they are, personally, the baby animals. They're a
Oh,
lot
for
more, gonna be a
sure.
lot. The screenshots I've seen, they're gonna be pretty fun in the pins, looks like. With what um all the what they baby goats can do, different stages, how they can move around. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, 100%. The baby animals, like seeing all the different movements that they have compared to like the adults. Like I think it was the calves and the cows. The
Yeah,
calves are kind of like jumping and playing and doing their own thing, and then you had the cows kind of more stocky, not obviously they're not going to be jumping around playing and all that stuff. They're just kind of moseying through
yeah.
the fields. But it's going to
Like
add
older
that kind
cows
of
do.
what's that?
Like older cows do. Not as energetic.
Exactly. So it's going to be kind of adding that again, the addition of details that we
Yeah,
haven't had before. So it's going to be
yeah,
really cool to see that.
yeah.
Let's see. Will also says, I know BDD is excited for my map. So Will is making a map for FS25. And yes,
Yeah.
100%. It's going to be there in upstate New York, in his local
Nice.
area, based around his parents' farm there in, I think it's like upstate New York. So yeah, I know I'm personally excited, and the part of the reason why I'm so excited about it is because I've seen Will and how he's able to adapt to console playing and seeing his maps on Alma, Missouri, and all that, and how he's able to make a console map so beautiful. So knowing that he's got that kind of eye for details, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing how he's able to then translate all that visual uh, beauty that he's able to put onto a console into a map where he's got full reign, full control on all the different ins and outs that a map maker has. So definitely excited about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will also says, I don't think anyone else is LOL. I don't think that's true. Ken says, we're all excited for your map, Will. Yes, 100%. LOL, thanks, Ken. And then Will also says, I have a partnership with Celebuki, Lancy Boy, Oxygen David, and MRG to make this map. Yes, MRG is a new one that is helping me. Oh, very cool. And those are all heavy hitters. I mean, every single one of them are heavy hitters. So you got Celebuki, Lancy Boy, and Oxygen
Oh,
David.
he's pretty big.
Yeah, all three of them.
Still Buki. I like his maps. What is this? Alma, I think it is.
Yes.
I think it
So,
is Alma.
yep. So
I like
Celebuki
his
did,
map. Yeah, I like his map.
and he actually
Alma there.
just released a new one here for Bosnia, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous of a map. I can't remember what the city name or the first part of the naming of it is, but it's somewhere in Bosnia, and it's just wow, breathtakingly gorgeous.
Nice.
Let's see. So now we're to a point where we're done with the contracts, and really I have no other contracts left. But I want to continue doing stuff. So I've been kicking around the ideas of what it is I can do, but we're really limited. We're in December. There's not a lot going on here. So what I can do is I can afford this. I can afford field 41, which is a grass field, no actual defined field or anything as of right now, and the product in it is ready to harvest. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy farmland number 41 for $363,600, and booyah, we're going to get to work on getting some more silage. And we bought this here recently, the big Crone mower here. And I'm pretty sure this is the one that has the PTO on the back, if I'm not mistaken. It is.
Nice. I think that one. I think about getting that one too here at some point. Right now, I just have the big swather, the K swather.
Yes. So the K swather is very nice. I love this particular mod for the Crone because you can basically trick it into doing the baling for you.
Oh, that's nice.
Because it recognizes the mower as being its own kind of entity, and then the baler is just behind it doing its thing. Like, it's there. Oh, what do we got here?
Nice.
Oh, well, Jonah with a $2 super chat saying he's got a big surprise. Well, Jonah, I love surprises. Ooh. So
me too.
Let's see it. I'm going to catch up with that here in just a second because we still got a bunch of chats that we need to catch up on. So we're going to drive down there and go catch up with the chat once we get there. Then we're going to pick things up with the mowing. So Jonah, I am very excited to see what kind of surprises you have in store for me. Let's see. I'm not familiar with how to get down here, though. So we're going to bring up the map and figure that out. Benji just became a member. Benji, thank you so very much. Oh. Holy smokes. I'm sorry, Luke. Just give me 1 second, because holy smokes. Jonah just broke my mind.
What did he do?
He just gifted 50 memberships.
50?
50 memberships. Jonah, you absolute beast, you.
That is a big surprise.
Holy smokes, Jonah, what an absolute stud. Thank you so very much. We've got a whole slew of pinging going on right now, and I will read off every single one. You know what? Everybody give Jonah a absolute huge shout out in the chat. Jonah, absolute
good job,
stud.
Jonah.
Yes, thank you so
very
much.
You know?
And it just dawned on me. It literally just occurred to me as to, I think, why he did it.
Happy birthday?
Oh, no, not quite. So, a few streams ago, he was like, if you get 50 memberships, you ought to do a face reveal.
Ah.
So I think...
Time for the face reveal, huh?
I think we're going to be doing a face reveal here soon. Absolutely. Holy smokes, Jonah, 50 gifted memberships. Thank you so very, very much. That's just bonkers. And we're going to be hearing that dinging going on for quite some time. So, wow. Oh, where am I going? Am I going the right way? I think I'm going the right way.
I hate it when that happens too. The other thing you're going the right way, you're definitely going the wrong way. Going, really? Come on.
Oh, and that's the worst too. And I'm still not necessarily familiar with the layout of this map because of, there's only certain areas you have to go to for the most part. And this one, I've never been out to this area because this is a field that isn't a numbered field. So there's no reason for you to go out to it unless you own it, which now I do. And we're still hearing pinging.
Now you have a reason to go out there.
Now I have a reason to go out there, exactly. So it's actually really cool because being in a part of the map that you're not necessarily used to going out to all the time is really nice. Holy
That's a different part of the map I haven't seen before.
yeah, it's refreshing. It's almost invigorating and energizing when you get to be on the part of the map that you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Jonah. So I don't know if you actually hear it on your end there, Luke, but
Nope.
I have notifications that pop up every time somebody becomes a member, every time somebody sends a super chat, all this different stuff. So in my ear, all I'm hearing is bring ding ding bring ding ding, and everybody on the stream right now.
I've heard it before.
Everyone on the stream is getting that
Just
notification.
really annoying
right now.
after about 5 times.
Well, we got 50 times thanks to Jonah.
Now you're gonna be hearing out for the next couple minutes at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's going absolutely berserk right now. Holy smokes! Again, everybody give Jonah a huge, like I don't know. Do whatever. Give Jonah a big shout out there in the chat because this is absolutely berserk.
Big old donut for him.
There you go. There you go.
That's
All
what
right.
Rusty likes to say anyway. So, might as well pass it along, you know.
We'll adopt it for this moment in time if Rusty doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me catch
I
up with
don't
the
think
chat
he
here
will.
because I am way behind now, especially with all these notifications. Wow. All right. So we've got where was I? Will then said, BBD says, if you want to know anything about FS25, ask me, LOL. He is also known as the FS Encyclopedia, and it's a very deserved title. Ken says, yep, this is so true, Will, LOL. We got Will also says, no, it is not Ken, LOL. I don't know everything about it. You know more than the average bear. Just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
No more than I can. Yeah.
He also says, I'm a John Deere, Claas, and Case IH fan. Absolutely. And all those are great manufacturers with the exception of John Deere. Like I said, and the only reason I'm not a huge fan of John Deere is what I previously stated. It's one of the, and I used to be. I used to love it. They were iconic, and they still are. They are absolutely iconic. Let's see. Ken says, it'll be an instant 5 for me, Will, when it releases FS25. Oh, yeah, 100%. And Ken says, Evil Dead, yes. So going back to what I was saying about Bruce Campbell movie. Let's see. Wilden says, I stopped playing on my big save because everyone stopped playing with me, literally doing everything myself. And, dude, I tell you what, I can't blame you. It just gets to be so overburdening, so overwhelming, and it's still dinging in my ear. Oh, every couple of seconds, bling, bling, bling. So, Jonah, thank you. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Let's see. Willen says, I stopped, saw that. I know Ken and BDD tried. I did. I absolutely did. Unfortunately, just all the different mods, it's still going. Oh my goodness. Oxbow is another big favorite brand. Yes, that is another good brand there, Oxbow.
Especially for 25 coming out, that's gonna be a big one.
Oh yeah, Oxbow got it like a big flagship when it comes to FS25.
Yeah, must have had a big contract or something.
Something
Something big.
See. Ken says, "Don't worry, Will. I will try again. LOL. Once I'm out of the hospital." That's awesome. Yeah, definitely going to be rooting for you, Ken. Can't wait for you to get out of the hospital and get to feeling better. Let's see. Wilden says, you're all good, Ken. Ken then with the $5 super chat. Again, Ken, thank you so very much. Philippa says, and I have to go do your tea. Oh, gotcha. Yes, so Pippa's going to go do tea. And then Ken says, see ya, Pippa. And then Jonah says, I got a big surprise for you, BDD. That's, yes, that was
Definitely a big surprise.
Big surprise. 50 gifted memberships. Holy smokes, that is nuts. So we got Will then says, BDD is going to love the birthday present I am sending him. Dude, I tell you what, you didn't have to, but I greatly appreciate it, bud. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Friend, is that Francisco? Francisco Bible Jr. with a whole bunch of emojis. Francisco, how are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Custom, how's it going? BDD. We got wait is for multiplayer. Yes, custom. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We got Will says no custom and hey custom from Ken. Will, see, this is why we call Will the FS Encyclopedia. Vlasish Bosnia was the map that just came out by Celabuki. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see. Jonah with the $2 super chat. So Jonah, okay, so he said it normally first in the chat and I hadn't caught up to it. So he sent the super chat so I would read it. It's still going off in my ear.
Yeah.
It's still going off in my ear. Holy smokes. Okay, so this is what we got going on here. I hope everyone's ready for this. All right, so these are the gifted super chat members now for from Jonah. All right, let me clear my throat here. CS Benji 2020 is a gifted member. Smoke and Coin, Frank Jones, Kirk Winbank. Oh, and Rusty, how's it going? We got Rusty Money Gaming in the chat.
Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, Rusty.
Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Luke says hi. Let's see. If you have everything set correctly, any workers will do the baling with the right mods. 100%, Rusty.
What?
100.
Which one is that? I didn't know that one.
If you have,
I gotta know.
So I think he's referring to like with something like what I've got set up here with the baler on the back of this, because it recognizes the tractor or the mower,
Oh, yeah.
and then the baler's just kind of dragging behind it.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
the mod does that, that'd be super nice.
Say that again.
Because if there's a mod that actually like going, hey, use this mod, you know, takes care of your balers for you, you know, mowing, you know, or baling, you know, it'd be so much easier, you know. I was doing yesterday and the day before, I think it was baling, you know, doing silage contract. It's definitely worth it though, but man, that was a lot of bales though.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's nuts the amount of bales that you can get from one contract or from one field. It's absolute berserk.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And that was a good contract too. It was like $57,000 contract, I think it was. So it's definitely worth the effort though. But man, it took forever.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Let's see. We've got Albert's Model Garage, Romeo. There we go. Tad Wernberg, Kim Leese, Wrench Monkey, Brady Rimmer Productions, Hyper 138, JM, Sherry Downs, okay, catch my breath, Jonathan Smith, Laffinator 23, Brian Letworth, I'm gonna butcher that last name, I apologize. Bear, Johnny H, Good Old Boy Gamer, Mason, Sophia Bolden, Martin Olmsolm, Your Worst Nightmare, Weasley Sneed, Calypso, Digital Frost, Iceman 18, Michael Grassi, Frank Berger, Joel G, Jason M, MJW, Urger Sahini? Oh, wow. I apologize to anybody who I'm just absolutely butchering their names. I do greatly apologize. Bimmy, Scullington, Tim Paquette, Pseudo Me. Holy smokes. There is a lot of names here. Jonah, you absolute beast, you. Cardico, Nicola Reed, Damon Lord, Farmer Willie B. I think that's supposed to be Quantum, maybe? Dave Murgy, K-Man 1980, Coolsman 19, let's see, Jesu Dalit, again, apologies, Tomio Zero, Shaggy Sen Gaming, JB78, holy smokes, Tansman 210, wow, holy smokes, Bradford with a whole bunch of custom emojis. We're finally over the we're over the names. Ken Adlam says, great surprise, Jonah, 100%. Custom says, heck yeah. Oh yeah. Reaver says, rail fanning Jonah. Now BDD has to get a webcam. LOL. Yes, that is 100% what I'm gonna have to do. Rusty Money with the Jonah and Donuts. Will T Gaming
likes his donuts.
He likes his donuts. Absolutely. Whew. We've got Will T Gaming with the Jonah. Reaver says, Rusty! Rail fanning Jonah says, now you better get away. I am 100% going to get one. 100%. Thank you, Jonah, so very much. Jonah with the LOL. Reaver says, Luke, Bernie King, watch Driver 53 gaming videos on how-tos.
I watched some of his videos too, by the way.
Oh yeah, Driver makes some good stuff. Absolutely makes some good stuff. Let's see. Will says, the main cow barn on the farm on my map, I'm making constant... Wow, I am just failing at reading today. Holds 3,000 cows, 3 other cow barns that holds 200 cows each, and 2 calf barns that hold 150 calves. Wow, that's nuts.
That's a lot of cows.
That's a lot of cows.
A lot of hay. All you would do is making hay.
Yeah. Then
that's all you've been doing. That whole map is making hay, nothing else.
Hay, silage. I mean, wow. Yeah. Nothing but cow work. Let's see. Yeah. He also says, my parents' cow barn holds 50, their pasture holds 200, and their chicken barn holds 100. Let's see. Ken says that's a lot of animals, Will. And then Will says the other cow barn will hold 500 cows down the road. And Rusty also says, hello to Reaver Time Todd. Whew, boy, we are all caught up. But I just got the heads up from the missus. I need to take the intermission here and help her put the youngins down. So, Luke, if you will hold on for just a little while, if everybody will hold on, I will be right back. Again, big shout out to Rail Fanning Jonah with the 50 gifted members. Holy smokes, I cannot believe it. That is absolutely nuts. But again, short intermission, I will be right back. All right, I am back. So sorry about that. That took a little bit longer than I was expecting. The little one did not want to go down right away. Luke, are you still there?
I am
Excellent, excellent.
still picking up silage.
Oh, beauty, beauty. All right, so let me keep on going with the chat here real quick. We got Bradford with number 1 in the chat. We've got Will that says there will be built-in TMR mixers in one building. Also says you will start out with 4 pieces of property. Oh, very nice. Let's see. Nicola Reed, how are you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says thank you for the Giphy membership and the custom emoji there. We got Bradford with all the custom emojis. We got Jonas says, does this mean we get more emojis too? That, I didn't even think about that. I hesitantly will say yes, but
How about the next 50? Next 50 in one go. Need more emojis.
well, so I've got a few like in the background that's already there. It just haven't been able to unlock it because you can add more emojis in stages. Like for every X amount of memberships that you have, you get X amount of emojis, kind of thing. So, but I don't know if it works the same way towards gifted memberships or not. That's why I'm saying kind of unsuredly whether or not that's the case or not. So I'm going to hesitantly say yes, but not sure. And then lastly, we got Ken says, will the properties be close enough or placed over the map? All right, so now that we got that back up to speed, again, Jonah, thank you so very, very much. Need to start going through all these stuff for the channel here. So, what is going to be a very, very soon to be expanding list. Got to go through the Tier 2 and Tier 3 channel members. Whew, starting with, we've got Rail Fanning Jonah, the one who just gifted out 50 memberships. Will T Gaming, the also known as the FS Encyclopedia, Piping Paul, Ken Adlam, Luke Bernie King, which we have here as a guest here tonight. Thank you again, Luke, for coming out as a guest here tonight. Those are all the Tier 3 channel members. Then we have our Tier 2 channel members. We got Mark K, Bradford Hambaugh, and Reaver Time Todd. Thank all of you so very, very much for being Tier 2 channel members. If you're interested in becoming a Tier 1, 2, or 3 channel member, go ahead and check out the link in the description below. Also, the join button listed down below. There you will find the tier 1s starting out at 99 cents a month, and you get so much stuff with it. You get custom badges, custom emojis, early access to edited content such as the Let's Play series and channel shorts. You can also become a Tier 2 channel member. You get everything I just stated before, as well as a shout out every single time I do a live stream. You just heard one. So all the Tier 2s get everything plus a shout out. That starts at $5.99 a month. And you can become a Tier 3 member. You get everything I just stated before, plus a custom discount code to the channel merch store, as well as the ability to do exactly what Luke's here doing tonight. Being able to come out, hang out with us, and have a good time. We'll do a live stream together. So if that interests you, become a Tier 3 channel member. But again, greatly, greatly appreciate all the channel members. Greatly appreciate everything that everybody has done for this channel. We have seen such great success and such great strides. I mean, over the month of September, it just absolutely went berserk. We gained like, I think it was like about 60-ish followers in the span of a week. It was nuts. It just completely blew up. I don't know what I did different. And it was the Let's Play series. The new Let's Play series there on Dredge Creek just absolutely took off like a rocket. So yeah, greatly appreciate all the subscribers, all the members, everybody out there watching here tonight. Greatly appreciate every single one of you. Also want to give a shout out to the P.O. Box. For anybody who wants to send the channel anything, go ahead and send it to P.O. Box 6136, Hudson, Florida 34674. The only thing I ask is that if you send anything to the channel, please, please, please include your username, that you use here on YouTube. That way I know exactly who to give the shout outs to. I would hate to receive something that's a kind gesture from somebody and not be able to give you the proper recognition that you deserve. So again, thank you all so very, very much. Also, want to give a shout out to the merch store. If you are interested in picking up some channel merch, go ahead and check out the BDD Gaming Creators /spring.com. There you can get things such as the Team BDD or Team Jasper, choose wisely. We've got several satisfied customers, such as Rail Fanning Jonah being one of them, in the Gonna Be a Good Day t-shirt. We've got things such as the mugs. We've got BDD Gaming t-shirts, hats, the whole 9 yards. We've got pretty much everything out there that can be gotten out there. A bad day on the farm is always better than a good day in the city. That's also on the merch store as well. So again, go check it out if you are at all interested in helping out the channel, just like Rail Fanning Jonah did here tonight. So again, greatly appreciate anybody who checks it out. And yeah, from what I understand, very, very comfortable, very awesome materials that they use. Like I said, Wilty Gaming, Rail Fanning Jonah, we've got Jody, we've got Pippa. So many people have gone out and ordered stuff from the merch store, and every single one of them says very, very highly good things. Says a lot of good things about them. So again, thank you all so very, very much. Holy smokes. I tell you what, I'm actually kind of a little twitchy right now because like I was not expecting what Jonah did, so it just kind of took me off guard. So let's see.
They took all of us off guard a little bit besides him.
yeah. So I got a little surprise for you. A little surprise there, Jonah. Are you kidding me,
You mean
bud?
a big surprise?
Wow. Just wow. All right, here we go. We are going to be making some bales. We're going to turn this into silage. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to make silage. And what I'm kind of thinking about doing is not only make this into silage, but whatever we get. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Hold on. I might take whatever silage I have on hand there at the farm and sell it after this. And just use this as, you know, replacement for whatever we get. I need the help menu. I want to change. Wait a minute. Have I been making 220 bales this whole time? Huh, okay. How do I... Oh, reset. There we go. There. Now I know exactly how many bales I'm picking up. And here, let's turn that off again. Oh my goodness. So Luke, you said you're playing on the Wymark map currently?
Yes. Yep.
And what are you doing there on Wymark?
Picking up grass to turn into silage.
Oh, nice. So we're basically doing the same thing here.
Pretty much. I'm just in May during like December probably still, right?
Okay.
Or what month are you in?
I'm in December.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know what? I don't know if this baler is really fit for purpose anymore. Because although this baler is nice, the John Deere baler, it does have a nice wide pickup. I'm missing everything on these turns, and it's really... Oops. Really proving to be a nuisance. So I wonder if it'd be a good idea for me to just go ahead and boogie to the shop, sell this. How much? I have a $320,000 loan right now. I have $100,000 in the bank. I could get a new baler and kind of expedite. I could get one of those adjustable balers. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm kind of thinking out loud at the moment. Oh, and running over signs apparently. Holy smokes.
Jasper, you're at it again.
Not quite. Jasper is not to blame for that one. That was just my ineptitude at driving. Or are you saying he's added on your map?
Not yet.
Not
Trying
yet?
to back this Ford wagon into the silage bunker I have here. And it's being a little bit of a... There we go. There we go. Got it backed in there successfully for now.
Nice, nice. So yeah, no, it's just trying to think. So we've discussed FS25. You got your start on the mobile game where you kind of branched out and went into 22. You pre-ordered FS25, excited for FS25. What are some of the things that you are kind of most hopeful for when it comes to FS25? Like, is there a feature that either you hope is kind of being either flown under the radar, or is there like something that you kind of wish would be added still that hasn't been announced?
Probably going back to the AI workers, you know? Smarter AI workers. Do bailers and, you know? Smart AI work is what I want. Because they're absolutely stupid right now.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I'm really hopeful that between the GPS and the, I mean, really mainly because of the GPS, because the way I understand the GPS to work is that it recognizes each of the fields individually, and then allows allows you and or the worker to make the couple of passes around the headlands to make it to where it's actually going to be enough for the worker to be able to then basically go back and forth without any issues. And that tends to be, you know, for the most part, about 90% of the time, be enough to kind of solve most issues. Is that if you go around at least 2 to 3 headlands around the field, it's enough to kind of sort out whatever ailments may work in the AI worker's favor, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that by them doing that, and from what I understand, they've been talking that they might make it adjustable to where you can have them do 2 headlands, or you can adjust it to do a 3rd headland. If they can do 3 headlands, then that, in my opinion, will solve 99% of all AI worker-related issues.
Oh yeah, get all the corners and everything too.
Exactly. And based on
right now, you got to go back and fix the corners.
Yep. So based on the videos that they've shown, I mean, hopefully, I'm really, really hopeful that they're able to kind of accommodate for those kind of for those oddities, those little oddball kind of things that the AI worker tends to fail on. And especially when we've got these kind of really highly intricate maps, such as the Stone Valley, Alma, Missouri, the ones where the fields are not just perfect squares or rectangles or anything like that, where there's just so much kind of like twists and turns throughout them. From what they claimed, it recognizes the fields. They'll be able to do the headlands around the entirety of the field and be able to kind of go from there. So I'm hopeful that we're going to see some smarter stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
Austin, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, only time will tell.
Yeah. What I was going to say is I'm also looking forward to the MacDon pack too.
Oh, the MacDon pack. Yeah, having the Swather, like, base game is going to be amazing.
Yeah. The cool thing is that my uncle actually has a MacDon Swather too, so that's pretty sweet too.
Oh, really? Now that is cool.
Yeah.
Now, have you actually gotten to, like, see that in real life?
I have mine. Yeah. I've actually been in it too.
Oh, now that's cool.
I'm actually doing harvest work too, so that's actually pretty fun. Money go, hey. My uncle go, hey, here you go. You have your MacDon? I have my MacDon. Kind of thing, you know?
Now, out of curiosity, is your uncle older, younger, somewhere in between?
Older. He's my mom's brother.
Okay, so does he play, or is he aware of Farming Simulator at all?
I'm pretty sure he's aware of it, but I'm not sure. I haven't asked him, so yeah.
Okay. The
Might
only
ask him next
reason
time I see him.
Yeah, the only reason I was asking is because I know there's like certain people out there who are farmers and whatnot, and they are also not just aware of the game, but they are also players of the game as well. Um,
And content creators like the squad, Grant.
okay, yeah, that's somebody else I'm not aware of,
Yeah, he
but
does. He actually created his own mobile game too. So
oh, really?
yeah, yeah,
Oh no, that's cool.
yeah. It's pretty. It's like all American based too. It's all American machines and everything too. So yeah, it's definitely pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool when you oh yeah, see 115 horsepower. Oof. It's really cool when you find those people who are like not only just farmers in real life, but also like just like players, like people who are kind of in both worlds, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And it's really cool because you get to kind of have um, that sense of uh,
this might be too bad if actual people actually play it too.
yeah, like they almost like they have a bit more authority as to like how the game actually is, like because they'll be able to
Yeah,
look at something and be like, no, no, that's not right. No, no, that's not right. But I mean,
yeah.
if they're kind of given their blessings or their seals of approval kind of thing, well, then they're really kind of giving something a bit more.
Must be pretty good then.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's something that they're kind of signing off on, kind of thing. And now
Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be farmers out there. It's like, oh no, 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 this is just a game. This isn't something to be. But then there's others going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's might be taking some liberties here or there, but I can see
yeah,
it being with it, kind of thing.
yeah.
See, I kind of want this crone baler with the variable pickup. But it's 155,000. Do I want to borrow more money?
Big question right there is, do I really want to? Should I? Maybe. Do I really want to though? No, not really.
Well, see, I've been going with square bales on this particular build, on this particular farm, and it's just one of those where I was specifically using this one. But the reason I'm kind of leaning towards the crone here is because of the silage additive that I can put in with it.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I mean, I could do. I guess I could do something like this, but then I gotta stop and start, stop and start. But it's got the wide pickup. I don't know.
So many decisions to make.
There's so many decisions to make. It's
That's probably gotta be the hardest part of making it. How do you want to set up your tractor? What kind of tires do you want? Wide, narrow, 3-point, everything.
well, it's. Have you ever gone to like a restaurant or something like that, and you're like, oh, I'm just so hungry, I could eat anything, and then you get to looking at the menu, and then you just cannot decide.
I hate it when that happens.
Oh my goodness. That's how I'm feeling right now. Is like, should I just take out the extra, I don't know, $40,000 to $70,000 worth of loan and then kind of go from there? Or should I like buck it up and just go ahead and get the quick baler or something like that? I don't know. And just
Yeah.
go with round bales. Like,
Run bedges are such a pain though.
oh, they are too. I mean, the cool thing about the quick baler is although it's not realistic, it's it's one of those where it lays the bale on its side so where you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it running away.
Oh, that's nice.
So I don't know. You know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We'll get it up to an even 400K on the loan. Okay. Even 400,000. Silage additive. Why does this look weird? This looks different. Maybe the rims? That's what it was. It was the rims. The rims are supposed to be
Those can
silver.
throw you off for sure.
What's that?
Those can throw you off big time.
Yep.
The rims.
Well, it was just, I was looking at it, it's like, why does this just look so weird? It would just look different. Now, see, that looks a little bit better. Okay, yep. Oh, and look at that. I didn't even dawn on me, but I've got a crone mower with a crone baler.
Matching set.
Matching set. Look at that. And now, all right, help menu on, 240. And
If you're doing silage, you want smaller bales too. I found out too.
why is that?
Because at least the base game pickup, the silage wrappers, you can only do like for the rounds like a 125, I think it is. Maybe a little size bigger too.
Oh,
You can't do
that's
it massive.
that's why I had it on the medium-sized bales. Thank you, Luke. I was sitting there with like,
I've
why-
ran into that problem too. I've
Well-
ran into that problem going, oh, really? Come on.
Well, I was sitting there just a few moments ago before I came over here. I was like, why am I having medium-sized bales? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. And then all of a sudden, you literally just remind me, oh, that's right, because of the bale wrapper won't wrap it otherwise. Oh, man.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, very annoying. I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because that would have disturbed my chi.
That definitely would have been Jasper right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not one, maybe couple.
Oh man, that would have been a huge bummer. All right, well look at that. That's a pretty impressive set right there. Got the crone mower with the crone baler. I hope this thing has enough power to it. Oh man, I tell you what. Once we get back over to the field, though, I will catch back up with the chat, because I do see that there's several chats out there. We'll see what everyone's saying at this point. All right, so Luke, if you're big into the American maps, so I presume the map that you're looking forward to most is the, I think it was the Arkansas map, if I'm not mistaken. Is that
Riverbend Springs or whatever it's called?
Riverbend Springs? Exactly. Is that the one
Yeah.
that you're looking forward to most?
Yep.
So do you
It
have
is.
any intentions on playing any of the other, I think it's what, 2 maps that are supposed to be out there?
Probably just to see how they play, and see if I like them. Probably, but that's not really my thing though.
Okay.
So I give it a try, see if I like it. If I don't like it, well, I go back to playing Riverbend,
There you go. No harm, no foul.
Yep. It's not for me, kind of thing.
Let's see. So what do you think is going to be like the first thing that you tackle once you get FS25 in your hands? What's the first thing you're going after?
Oh man, I haven't thought about that one. I have to think about that one for a little bit.
See, I think for me personally, it's all going to depend on how the kind of starting farm is laid out.
Yeah.
If it's laid out based on okay, we've got pens and pastures for animals, and we've got all these different things. Well, then I'm going to first start off by trying to figure out, okay, what are all the basic needs for those animals so I can get them up and running. So that's going to be me, like, personally. If it's not a farm where there's a whole bunch of animals or any animals at all, well, then that kind of changes the calculations. I might go off and do, I don't know, maybe like base grains at first to kind of build
Yeah.
up the money
Well,
and all that stuff, and
yeah.
then start getting into some of those more exotic new crops, such as the rice or the
Peas,
peas or things
green
like
beans.
that. Green beans, exactly. All those things where, but again, what I default back to what I was saying before when it comes to things that were making me nervous about the FS25 and the new crops are how are those new crops going to kind of turn out? And I think I am definitely going the wrong way. Well, I need to turn around. I missed my turn at Albuquerque. Let's see. We're just going to cut through this field here. So let's see. Once we get there, like I said, we'll check out what the chat says here in just a moment. And okay, so I'm going the right direction now. But so yeah, I think it's just going to really depend on how the starting farm is, because it's really rare that I play other than a, what is it? Not Start from Scratch or Farm Manager. What's the New Farmer? That's the one I tend to play on the most, is New Farmer mode. And I was supposed to turn there too. I am just failing up a storm here. But now we're starting there. Okay, no, we're heading the right direction now. This will work. All right, well, I hope that this thing has enough power.
Come on, John Deere. Don't get stuck now.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get this over here first. Okay, let's drop this down, unload this. Oh yeah,
Still not ready yet.
That's gonna be perfect. That, you know what? That makes me extremely happy. Now let's just kind of get back to where we were. Now where it's really going to be tested is when I kick on the mowers and going around this field. Is it going to be able to keep up? Alright, here we go. Alright, now before we get going, let's catch up with the chat here. So, where was I? Reaver says, you're going to have to read 53 Tier 2 members for at least the next month. Yeah.
He's not torching you just now. He's torching you for the next month.
You know what? I think that people have worse problems than having to read 53 Tier 2 memberships.
Yeah, probably. Well, like recovering from a hurricane? Have their house destroyed?
I tell you what. You know what? Before I get into that, I'll go ahead and continue reading, and then we'll get into that chat. Bradford says, "Don't forget you like and subscribe." Yes. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It helps out an absolute ton in the algorithms. It lets people know that, hey, this guy's somebody worth checking out. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. And again, helps out the channel severely. So again, thank you all so very, very much. Jonah says, I downloaded Farming Simulator for the Xbox from the Game Pass. Ooh, very nice. That is the one cool thing about the Xbox, is that they do have a really good Game Pass structure, and they get a lot of really cool games. Jasper, the Farmyard Ghost. How's it going, Jasper? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, did someone mention me? And then says, hello,
a few
Luke.
times.
We have mentioned you a few times there, Jasper. Yes. How you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Will says, near the farm and down the road. Okay, so not too far. Reaver says, Q Baylor time. You know what? We went a little bit different direction this time. Let's see. Will said, people ask me if I worked with Giant Software because I know a lot about the FS25 and was right about a lot of the stuff coming out to FS25. I feel like Oxbow is the flagship brand for FS25. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they seem to have gotten a lot of love from Giants this year. So I think kind of similar to what was it? Was it Kloss this year? I'm kind of fading on the kind of flagship brand that was here on 22. Let's see. Ken says, I noticed that Philippa's name wasn't on the shout out list, BDD. Yes. So I don't know what happened here today, but when I was going through, I noticed that she wasn't actually listed as a member. So yeah, I'd just have her go ahead and check out her username to make sure everything's okay there. Ken says, Jasper is in the chat. How you doing? And then we got Will and says, if you want to stay up to date on the FS news, mods, testing lists, and any posts from Giant Software, take a look at my Facebook page. Yes, Will has an awesome Facebook page there that keeps us all up to date on all the various ins and outs there on Farming Simulator content and how things are going. Jasper says, I am doing great, Ken. Excellent, glad to hear it. We got Will then says, also have a YouTube channel. This is true. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Get notified whenever BDD posts and videos go live to share the video. Yes, thank you very much, Will. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And it looks like we're caught up for now. For now, until we get some more smarty pantses in the chat. Oh goodness. Anyways, so yeah, this past couple of weeks have been absolutely nuts. So Luke made mention about how oh, Will just reminded me. Oh, Jonah and Bradford with the ones and twos. So Luke, if you're not familiar, ones and twos, if I get to the end of the chat and I make mention of it, they'll throw in something just to make it to where I'm not at the end again. Yes, so Will just reminded me. So we've got to go through the screenshots, and I completely forgot to do that. So let's do that real quick. So we'll start with Will and his screen. Oh, what happened there? Why is that not showing up? There we go. Now we're cooking. Got Will T Gaming in his screenshots looking excellent. There we go. Now it's centered in the screen. Look at that. It's like I actually know what I'm doing.
As you do.
Oh, there we go. So Will started a whole new map. This is the new American map that released here recently. I forget what it was called off the top of my head. Is it Middleton? Milton? I forget what it was called. Why can't I remember it? I'm trying to remember. Millstown. That's what it was. Millstown. So yes, he started a whole new map, and wow, it's looking sharp. He's got it all set up really good too. So thank you, Will, so much for sending in these screenshots. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. We've got one more from Philippa Thompson. Philippa, thank you so much for sending these in. Let's get this actually working properly as well, because for some reason, I don't know why, all of a sudden these don't want to work. Let's see. There we go. Now we're working. So we've got some views around her farm there. I believe she's on oh, it's the other map by Celabuki. Why am I blanking on all these map names? The other one by Silabuki, it was a rehash of a map on FS19. There's one of the base game maps on FS19. Oh my goodness, it's not Riverview. Riverview is the one that Ken's working on. I can't remember. I apologize, Pippa. I apologize. I cannot remember. But thank you so much for sending in your screenshots. And we've got everybody being a smart guy here. Bunch of smart Alex in the chat there. We got Jonah with the 1, Bradford with the 2. We got Jonah also saying you thought you, Millstown with with Will T Gaming. We're caught up, all in one word entries. Oh, and Will's joining the fun. Not anymore, LOL. Jonah with the LOL. Ravenport, thank you, Will. Yes, thank you very much. That is exactly the map that Pippa is playing on. See, and that's why we called him the Encyclopedia. Even though he's not there for Pippa to say it for him, he knows exactly which map. Oh my goodness. We got some funny people.
That's chat for you sometimes.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's one of those where I get a big kick out of it. And I'm a bit of a smart aleck myself.
Well, I can be sometimes too. I think we all can be,
So, Luke, one thing that we haven't talked about here tonight, and one of the kind of the more notable things about you, is you do. I don't know if it's technically like Civil War reenactment, or correct me if I'm wrong, but that's one of the most prominent things that is seen on like your profiles and stuff like that. Can you explain, like, are these like reenactments? Are these just kind of simulated battles?
So, I'm with the Spirit 76 Living History Association out here in the Pacific Northwest. And so we do living history reenacting, like you walk into the camp, ask us questions, kind of thing, like certain weekends of the year. And so we got a couple parades coming up for the rest of the season, and then we're getting ready for the 250th, which starts next year with the battles of Lexington and Concord. And so I'm the corporal of His Majesty's 43rd Regiment of Foot. And so I'm kind of help the sergeant who does the like drills the guys. I also can drill too if the sergeant doesn't make it. And so, yeah. Is there any other questions you might have? Just a kind of quick, brief synopsis of how you say that word, of what we do as a unit.
Okay, so you do like enact like or reenact like actual battles, like they're not just like simulations. Or okay, because you said the Battle of Concord and which is a battle I recognize, and Lexington. Those are ones that I recognize. And you're on the side of the British. Now, is this all like Civil War era, or do you kind of go
Revolutionary War?
I'm sorry, Revolution. Thank you. So, is there any other? Well, let me start with this. Do you only reenact the side of the English, or do you like switch between different sides, or?
I do British, but there's other people in the group that do both. We call them turncoats, traders, in other words. So, yeah.
Okay, so there's the ability to be able to do like both, and so how does something like that work? So, and if you can't or don't want to give me like the behind the scenes details and stuff like that, that's totally fine. But I would imagine like for something like that, you kind of have like a script or something that you kind of go off of to be able to know, okay, well, this is my scene to fall down and to perish, or things like that. Am I kind of in the ballpark, or?
Pretty much, yeah. So we kind of hash it out before the battle even starts with the uh, group sergeants or corporals or whatever, the group leaders kind of thing. So we all kind of hash it out to start out with. And then, yeah, try to figure out how to put this in terms you guys would understand. So we all kind of hash it out, and then we say who's, like, we determine beforehand who's gonna die, or not who's gonna die, but who's gonna win. So, yeah.
And these would
So
be
who's
for
gonna win the battles?
well, these would be for like the non-historic battles, correct? So like
Yes.
Lexington, Concord. I mean, there's look what I found. I mean, those obviously have historical winners, so it's not like you're going to go against the historical winner to.
No.
Okay. But
Yeah.
for random battles or random like scenes, then those ones you
Yeah.
can kind of predetermine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We determine, like, normally it's normally like a 2-day event. Show up on a Friday after work, or you can take the day off. I'd prefer to take the day off, therefore, because for me, it's at least a 2.5 hour drive one way just to get to wherever we're doing it.
Oh wow.
So, because I'm out on the peninsula out here on the Olympic Peninsula, and everybody else is like about a half hour away. So we're the far ones out, middle of nowhere pretty much. Give or take a little bit, you know?
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah.
So, when you're doing your reenactments, are you using, like, I guess it'd be like black powder to simulate the gunshots, or are you?
Yep.
Okay.
Black powder, blanks. If you want to live the next day, you gotta go back to work. So you
Oh,
can afford to do it. Yeah.
Now, is this a kind of like just for fun, or is this like something that people are paid to do, or?
If you go to Williamsburg, there's people that actually get paid to do it. Lucky ducks. It'd be kind of fun to do that actually. But yeah, we just do this as our hobby pretty much.
Okay. Okay, well that's cool. So, when you all are doing your battles, are you doing them like for an audience, or are you doing them just kind of like for yourselves?
For an audience if they show up.
Oops.
Unless it's just for us to have fun, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I just find another? Oh no, they're just headphones. Or not headphones, but earmuffs. So let's see. Trying to think, 'cause I had several questions I wanted to ask about it. So you predetermine for those battles that are ahistoric, you predetermine who is going to win.
Correct.
Now, is there so basically there's a script as to like who's going to perish during, like, are you all very meticulous as to like, okay, we're gonna do a certain set of volleys, and at volley number 1, X person, goes down, at volley number 2, Y person goes down, like things like that, or is it just kind of however you feel like at the moment?
The muskets are very finicky to start out with, so it depends, if the musket's working or not. No, musket's not working. Okay, take a hit, that kind of thing. So it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty easygoing per se. You want to say it like that? I guess you could say it. But yeah, it's addicting, I should say too, because I did it once, 3, 4 years ago now, and you want to keep doing it. It's one of the more addicting hobbies out there, I have to say.
Oh, I could definitely see it.
Yeah,
Because I could see it being almost like almost like a historic paintball match. You know what I mean? Like
pretty much. Yeah,
being able to like go out with your
yeah,
buddies and be able to you know without feeling the sting of the paintball, go out and just fire off the
have fun.
muskets and have fun.
Yeah, and we all do period drill and everything too, so that's a lot of fun too. So it's like a 35 count manual for the British, I think it is, for loading, firing, getting up from the shoulder to the order arms to yeah. There's a lot of steps to do it. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I can imagine. Digital Frost just became a subscriber. Digital, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it.
Welcome in.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember because, like I said, I took a series of questions I wanted to ask about it because it's something that's I'm a bit of a fan of history, and I'm certainly one of those people that if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of our goal too, is to like, hey, we made these mistakes, let's not make them again, kind of thing. So that's kind of our basics too. Is go, okay, let's learn from our mistakes. Let's try not to repeat it. Yeah, just the basics. Going, hey, this is a bad time. Let's not repeat it. Let's learn from these mistakes.
Oh, exactly. I mean, and war is one of the. I don't want to. How do I want to say this? It's one of the greatest learning experiences. That's where people tend to learn, what hard times truly are. A lot of people will sit there and say, "Oh, well, my life is this, my life is that," and they really kind of, yes, there may be things going on in individual people's lives that are really terrible and awful, and I'm not trying to make that sound like I'm downplaying anybody's tragedies or anything like that, but when you compare it to like somebody in active duty military and compare it to things that they've seen in their lives, or in previous times of war, things like that. I mean, all things considered, we've got it extremely well.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's obvious exceptions to that, and I'm not trying to downplay anybody's pain or suffering whatsoever. But it's just one of those when you kind of take things into account and into retrospect, it's very not even on the same page oftentimes. So I don't know, it's like I said, one of those where, I mean, me personally, to kind of go on a little tangent here, I always hold very high regards to any active military or police officers, things like that. I always hold those
firefighters, public service people.
Exactly. I always hold them in very high regards because, one, they're doing a job that I'm not capable of doing. It's one of those that to potentially put my life on the line, I will do that for my wife, for my daughters. I will do that in a heartbeat. But to do that, for random people, I might rise to an occasion kind of thing. If something was like happening in my immediate kind of vicinity, I might rise to an occasion. But to do that as my job, to do that as my like career kind of thing, that's something I'm just not built for. And
Yeah.
then you take into account all the bureaucracy and all that kind of stuff that goes along with it, and especially
All the
in
political stuff and yeah.
exactly there's so much stuff that's happening both in the world now and in the past
Yeah.
that's just it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but for those who do the jobs and you know, I hold them in high regard. I have a ton of people in
Yeah.
my immediate family who are in, you know, previous or were how is it former and active duty,
Yeah.
whether it's military, police, whatever, you know. So you know, I've also got that connection as well. So it's just one of those where um one of those that when I saw that you were part of the reenactments and in this particular kind of thing, it always struck me as something that kind of held my interest. And I've always been kind of a somebody who likes history, so that also
Yeah.
plays like next level deeper kind of thing.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this?
3, 4 years now. trying to remember. It's been a little. It's been a few years.
And when you started doing it, do you have to like supply your own like uniforms, muskets, and all that stuff, or is that
Loaners. Then we loan it all. You can join. To like $80 for a family or something. So it's not too expensive. That's for a year too, for a family too. So it's not too bad for the family, because it's a family hobby too. We have wives, family, children can all do it too. So yeah, it's like a family hobby pretty much.
well, that's cool. I mean, so it's something
Yeah.
that like the whole family can get involved in and be a part of.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, see, that's really cool because it's really hard to get, how do I want to say this? It's really hard to get kids interested in anything, getting people interested
Yeah.
in a lot of things. So if you can show them things, especially when they're younger, it really kind of, you know, builds that as a kind of centerpiece in their development, in their, you know, their repertoire of learning. So the fact that it's not just, you know, something for people to just come out and do, but it's also something that the family can come out to do, that's like next level. Like that's good stuff.
Yeah. Still there?
I'm sorry. Oh, look, what'd you say? Oh, what happened? Luke, can you hear me? Hello, Luke. Can you hear me? Oh, I think we may have lost Luke, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and just keep on chugging along there, and if he's able to come back, then we'll go from there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and catch up with the chat here real
Yeah. Still there? Cause
Oh.
mine cut out.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you, Luke. Can you hear me? Huh, that's weird. Let's see. Just message him in the chat and see if he's able to. Anyways, let's catch up with the chat here real quick while he's.
There we go.
Oh, you can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Aha! There we go. All right,
That was
perfect.
weird.
Just cut out for some reason.
Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah, huh.
that's odd.
Yeah.
So let's
Weird.
let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and catch up with the chat here. So we got Bradford joining the group with the L, next line O, next line L. We got Will with an LOL. We got Jonah says, by the way, I think we should get new because it isn't that how we created Jasper emoji? I think we should get new because isn't that how we created the Jasper emoji? I'm sorry, Jonah. I'm not understanding what you're saying there. If you wouldn't mind rephrasing that, I'd appreciate it. Will with the BDD Gaming. And then Will says, all right, guys, I'm heading to bed. Have a good night, everyone. All right, well, you have yourself a fantastic night. You take care. We'll see you again next time. Let's see. Bradford says night to Will. Ken says night to Will. And Jonas says, what about the Battle of Vicksburg, Mississippi?
Wrong war.
There you go. Question asked and answered. Let's see.
Civil War.
And Jonas says new emojis. Oh, you're saying... Gotcha. So... Yeah, so like I said, it just really depends on if the what is it called? If the gifted memberships count towards the membership counts for YouTube. I just don't. I can't answer that off the top of my head. But you better bet your bottom dollar that I will be checking here immediately after the stream here tonight to see if we can add emojis, because if that's the case, I will definitely be reaching out to Predator Studios and seeing what we can get added to the list, because yeah, that's definitely going to be on the docket. Let's see. And then we've got Ken says had to be Klaus interfering with the transmission. Yeah, so Luke, Jasper is recently reformed. He has apologized for his misdeeds and has been trying to turn over a new leaf. But Klaus, on the other hand, has not. Klaus, on the other hand, has been a little mischief maker and has been plaguing me ever since I've come here to Carpathian Countryside. So one of those things that if we have any sort of, interference with the connection or anything like that, most likely it's him. Let's see. Jasper says he's work in progress. Yes, we're gonna try and get Klaus to join Jasper there and be a good little boy, just like Jasper's trying to be, and we'll go from there. We'll see what we can do. I tell you what. So this baler and mower combination, it's not the greatest, because anytime you're going uphill, it really struggles with the power. But it's certainly not the worst thing in the world, and I didn't mean to smack into that bale like that. That's the other bad thing about...
happens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not the greatest. But the nice thing... Oh, come on. Look at how wide that pickup is. That is, oh, so nice. And see, if I didn't have all these bales around the outer perimeter, see what yeah, see, that's what I should have done, is I should have set the worker off and then just let them get, however, actually, no, wait, this isn't a field. I couldn't set the worker off even if I wanted to. That just dawned on me. So that might be something I have to do at some point here in the not too distant future, is turn this into a field to where one, I'll be getting a better yield, but two, be able to set a worker off and do this. Yeah, I almost completely forgot this was just a plain old patch of grass. Let's see. Jasper also says, I tried scaring the hurricane away, but it didn't work. Well, I appreciate it. So yeah, that's what we were going to chat about too. Was the kind of hectic week it's been here. So I have been trying to get Luke and mine's schedule to coordinate over the past several weeks here, but unfortunately hasn't worked out. We were trying to get something done last week before the hurricane showed up, but then all of a sudden the hurricane showed up and I basically had to reschedule everything at the last minute. But I want to give a huge shout out to every single person, everyone who reached out to me, who in response to the messages I was posting about, having to take off for the hurricane, all the well wishes, the thoughts and prayers. I just want to thank every single one of you so very, very much. It really was touching to see just the outpouring from the community here, to know that there were so many people out there who were concerned, that were wanting to make sure that myself, my wife, my kids were all safe. So it was very touching, very almost overwhelming to know that there was so many people out there that was genuinely concerned and genuinely interested as to our well-being and our safety. So greatly appreciate every single one of you who reached out, that messaged me, both in response to the direct message as well as just personally reaching out and messaging me as well. For the most part, everything was fine. Everything was fine here. We did end up coming home. We did end up losing, the neighbor ended up losing a tree. It fell into our yard again. It's the same neighbor who ended up destroying one of our fence panels, two of our fence panels a few months ago. This is a new tree, obviously. It fell and destroyed 3 fence panels this time, and it destroyed the screen room on their house. So a lot of the roof pans that they had up on their down here, it's called lanai, but just a screen room. Ended up ruining the pans that were on their screen room. But from what I understand, according to the neighbor, said still watertight, still, like, it didn't destroy it to where it actually like crushed it, just kind of hit the kind of outer edges of it and folded everything, kind of, certainly made it look ugly, but I mean, all things considered, not the worst thing in the world. So thankfully he wasn't at home. Him and his kids weren't at home. They were out staying at a friend's house, down the way, and everything worked out fine. From what I understand, we didn't even lose power here. But we did end up, everybody else in my neighborhood ended up losing power. We were the only ones that kept it. So
That is so weird.
oh, it was crazy, because unfortunately, and I'm rather upset about, is my father ended up staying behind. I tried desperately to get him to come with us, to be able to get him out, because obviously I didn't want him to be here. I didn't want him to be here for a Cat 3, possibly even a Cat 4 hurricane. And he's like, oh, no, everything, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. The typical, 60-something-year-old man talk, and, I'm not worried about it. And then I get back home and he tells me, oh, there was a few times where I was kind of worried about it. It's like, yeah, well, thanks for making me worry about it. But we've got a bunch of cameras and stuff here on the property, so I was able to kind of keep an eye on things, make sure that nothing got too out of control. And he did have backups to where he was able to, he would have been able to leave had it gotten too much, kind of thing. So thankfully that wasn't the case. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, we kind of got out of it relatively unharmed. especially when compared to, other people out there. Um, my deepest condolences to anybody who was affected by the hurricane. Um, there was people who lost their lives because of it, and again, my deepest condolences, sympathies goes out to them, the families. Um, it's rough, and there's still people, today that are going through, a bunch of stuff because here, the one thing I'll say about Florida that's drastically different than the situation that's going on there in like North Carolina or Tennessee, Georgia, the areas up there, is our topography down here is relatively flat. So you get a storm surge or you get, a big kind of influx of water that comes in here, it rushes out pretty quick. It really doesn't stick around for too terribly long because it has places to go. Unlike there in Carolina and stuff like that, they're pretty much in the mountains or whatnot. We also have a lot of sand here that will absorb a lot of the water back into the ground and stuff. So unless it's completely oversaturated, it's gone within matter of a few hours oftentimes. But what's going on here now is that in combination to the excess water that we got from Helene in this local area, which brought relatively little to no damage in this immediate area that I'm in. But because Helene came through and dumped a whole bunch of water, then when Milton came through, it dumped a bunch of water, and the rivers here in the local area have been flooded. So unfortunately as well, the rivers are affected by the tides because we're surrounded by water. So every time we get a high tide, it affects the rivers that all, so people are constantly kind of getting rushed, with waves upon waves of water every time the tide rolls in and out. So that's what we're dealing with mostly here in that regards. There's certainly people who, had damage, far greater than what I'm having to deal with. So I'm very, very lucky and extremely grateful for escaping the hurricane as relatively painlessly as we did. All things considered, we went and stayed at a hotel for a few nights and were able to come home with relative ease. Not everybody around here is saying that. And as a matter of fact, somebody that lives a few doors down from me, about 2 blocks away, they had a tree fall in their yard, and it ended up hitting their house and crushing their car. So that, all things considered, I'm grateful and thankful. But again, my deepest sympathies and condolences to anybody who's gone through any kind of tragedy, is going through any kind of loss right now. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Both with Helene and its victims, and Milton with its victims. So nothing but my best wishes, my thoughts, my prayers, all that stuff goes out to all of them. And I wish them nothing but the best. Oh, and we are struggling right now. Come on. Nope. There we go. Oh, Luke, you still there?
I am.
Awesome. Sorry, I kind of went on a little, I don't want to call it a tirade or a rant. But anyways.
All good. We're working on some cow stuff. Getting some cows here, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. At least got the fences, or fence area for them. Water filled up. Grass is made. Still waiting for the wheat and be ready to harvest. Taking forever.
Yeah, That is the one thing, like I was saying earlier, that's so tough about this game is the hurry up and wait. You know,
Yeah.
you get to a point where all of a sudden you can't do anything, and then you can either, you know, skip ahead in time if you want, or whatever, but that itself comes with its own kind of flaws, because if you skip ahead in time, then you might miss out on like contracts, or there's so many things that could potentially happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this back over to the other portion. I mean, 42 bales so far. I don't think that counts the 2 that are in the chamber right there. That's not too bad, and that's what, 6,500 liters each? And considering this is just a grass non-field, this is just kind of standard grass for the map, I don't feel that that's too bad. Let's see. So let's see. Luke, do you have any future reenactments or anything like that coming up?
We got one coming up in Utah next year for the 250th in April.
Oh wow! So you travel like all over the place for some of these.
Yeah, we're not going back east where the big one is, where it actually happened, but this is good enough for what we're doing, you know.
So have you gone to like actual like locations for some of these battles and reenacted them there?
Not yet. Want to though, but not yet.
If you had, like, let's say like money wasn't an issue or anything like that, time wasn't an issue, what would be the one battle that you would want to go to and like reenact it right where it was, and like did everything like by the book?
Probably Yorktown.
Okay.
That'd be a fun one. What about you?
Oh, I don't know. It just, I think, yeah, I think Yorktown would be a good one. It would be, I don't know. It's one of those, I really never gave it that much thought as to like where would I would want to go to like do that kind of like reenactment kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what about Yorktown specifically, like kind of calls to you as to be the one to kind of give the shout out to?
I'm not sure. It's probably the one that really defined the whole how the outcome of the war. Because if the French didn't show up, then it still would have still been going.
That's true, because they basically were able to
they blockaded the British from escaping. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were able to prevent them from taking off. They basically forced them into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's a good point. That is a good point. Now, how elaborate do some of these get? Like, from like, let's start with some of the small ones. Is it just, you know, just muskets, or do you get like cannon fire or anything like that?
We have a cannon crew with the Spirit of 76. Like, we have 2 cannons. One's fully. You have two fully crewed crews, which is 4 people, 5 people. A cannon crew for us. So you have 2 fully crewed cannon crews, roughly about per event.
Okay.
And that's about 4, 5, 6, even a few more infantrymen, redcoats, which is what I am. So there's gonna get a few redcoats, that's for sure. Yeah. And Colonials are the rebels. You never know how many they're gonna show up. They're kind of iffy, you know. That's one thing we need more out here is more rebels. Because the British have all the fancy coats, you know. We're all same uniform and everything, you know. So, which is kind of what I like, because I like all the same, you know. Going, hey, you're told what to do, kind of thing, you know. Unless for me, I'm the corporal. I go, hey, this is what you guys are doing, you know. So, yeah,
So when you get there, you're like really getting into character and really like
yeah,
playing a part.
yeah.
Okay, okay. That's cool. So when you kind of started all this, were you able to choose and be like, "Oh yeah, I want to be a part of the redcoats," or did they basically say, "Hey, we need people to do X"?
You can choose. And the red coats were the ones that stick out to me because, well, it seemed like the funnest thing to do, you know. So, yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I choose the red coats. So, yeah.
Well, and like you said,
You have to chat.
they get the nice red coat, so it really kind of stands
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Now the chat can ask questions too if if they have any questions for me too. Just let me know. I'll do my best to answer them too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, let's see. Where was I? Okay. Bradford says that is a field. It is just not a numbered field. Yes, correct, Bradford. Farmer Groot, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Reaver says Battle of Solway Moss for me. Okay. See, Bradford says hello, Groot, and Groot says hi to Bradford. Yeah, so like Luke was saying, if anybody has any questions regarding regarding anything we've discussed here tonight, go ahead and ask it. Got any questions for Luke? Feel free. Like I said,
I do my best to answer them.
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's something that's always interested me. I mean, really, any kind of periods of history. One that like non-American kind of history that I've always really found fascinating was like Greek and Roman mythology, and how that kind of played into the whole kind of civilization, how it really kind of built up their civilization. I've always said that if I had the opportunity to ever go anywhere outside of the country, it'd be to Greece, because I'd want to see like all the kind of like famous like buildings and stuff like that. So one of those that it's kind of something that's always stood out to me. But yeah, like Revolutionary War, Civil War, all that kind of like periods in history have always caught my interest as well. So that, and always always been a big fan of like the movies and stuff like that, and specifically like The Patriot with Mel Gibson and whatnot. That was a really fun movie to watch.
Have you watched what is it called? Master and Commander? That's a British Navy one.
Yes, a long time ago, and I hardly remember it. It's been so long. So back in the day, if I remember correctly, didn't it have who was it, like Jeff Daniels and a few other people that were in it, if I remember correctly.
I can't remember, but like, have you also seen a Hornblower?
No,
That's another.
that one I haven't seen.
That's a good. No, that's another good one too.
Okay.
Yeah, both
Yeah,
of those are pretty good. I've only seen parts of both, but what I've seen, I really like them. So
yeah, definitely have to. I'll have to check those out. The Hornblower
yeah,
and I need to rewatch Master and Commander because I remember enjoying it. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Oh, what's his name? The surgeon on there. What's his name? Shoot. Can't remember his name right now.
I hate it when that happens. It's
I
like
know.
right on the tip of my tongue, and then it's just not coming out.
Yeah, but he's hilarious, though. Let me ask somebody real quick.
Okay.
I know they know.
Let's see. Todd asked, just wondering how long you two are going to scratch your heads on the Battle of Solway Moss. Battle of Solway Moss. That is one that I'm just not familiar with. Let's see. Hold on. This is going to be one that I look up. Let's see. Battle. Oops. Helps if I type right. Battle of Solway. Wow, I can't type at all. Solway. Moss. Wait. Oh, was that in the... Was that in the UK? Yeah, that one... I'm not familiar with that one at all. Okay, so we're just about done. Yeah, we're just about done with the mowing portion of this. We'll be able to take all this stuff back. And then we have, well, it's looking like about 50s. We might end up with maybe 56 bales when everything's said and done. Go. Let's see. Todd says, yes, Scotland, England, 1542. The Clan Maxwell, my clan, led the battle against the English. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's why it didn't register anything for me. Jonas says, hey Todd, do you remember when Bojangles gifted 50 memberships to Driver 53? Oh, Todd, you still there? I'll ask him again once when he comes back in. There we go. So we got that. All right, 56 bales exactly. Nice. Let's see. So actually, technically 57 because I made a bale before
There we go.
switching this out. Oh, you back?
Stephen Matron. Yeah, Stephen Matron was the name.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, hey, I got more over here.
He's absolutely hilarious.
Oh, why am I not recognizing the name?
From Master and Commander, the surgeon's mate. Or the surgeon.
What's going on?
My fields are finally ready to harvest too, so
Oh, nice.
yeah. About time.
Took it long enough.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So Jonah asked, hey Todd, do you remember when Bojangles gifted 50 memberships to Driver 53?
I think I was there for that one. I think I kind of remember that.
I was not there for that, so I do not remember that. Ken says, "What up, Farmer Groot?" And Todd says, "Yes to Jonah." No, like I said, Jonah, again, thank you so much for the 50 gifted memberships. I will be looking into a camera right away, trying to get that all figured out. So that's incredible. That's huge. That was extremely, extremely generous of you. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was funny, I was, when I went to put the little one down and help my wife out there real quick, I ended up telling her about it, and she's like, "Oh wow, so you're gonna have to go out and get it?" Because I told her, that was something that you had suggestions, like, hey, he suggests that if I got 50 memberships, then do a face reveal, and that was the first thing she said. It's like, "Oh well, you got your 50 memberships, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to do that." And I'm like, "Wow, you remembered that?" And she's like, yeah, I remember that. It's kind of something that you don't forget when you say you're going to throw your face out on the internet. And it's like, I guess that's kind of true. So yeah, I'll definitely figure that one out. Who knows? Maybe I'll reach out to Driver 53 and see if he has any suggestions as to a decent camera to look into. Let's see. We're almost done. So, thought we had 56. I thought I called it almost exactly, but no, we're gonna have a partial at minimum, maybe another. Oh, we're almost. There we go. Oh, so close to a full bale there. 98%.
Hate when that happens.
Oh, I do too. Thankfully with the square bales, you can unload a partial bale, so it's not devastating.
Yeah. I was that way a contract yesterday. Doing a contract. It was this map or another map. But I was like, it's like 97%, contract complete. I finally figured I could unload that cotton bale. Is a big rectangle one. So, oh, I can actually unload that cotton bale. Actually finish it. Give me a server for us. I would have lost about 14 when I got like 14,000 or whatever it was. So this is a good sized contract. It's going, oh man, I sure hope I don't lose. Don't get it.
Oh yeah, and that's the worst too. Worst thing about cotton bale contracts, especially the round bale contracts, is that you end up always getting that big chunk that's right there at the end that you cannot eject, and because you can't eject it, you end up losing that chunk of profit. That's honestly why one of the reasons why I absolutely love this mod here. It's the Where is it? This one. The T440 Multi-Harvester Pack. This mod is amazing. So it's basically just a modified Pterodos, a Homer Pterodos. But you can do things such as red beets, carrots, cotton, parsnips, potatoes, sugar beets, and sugar cane. You can do all those. And you can do a realistic kind of header on them, a 5.4 meter header on them. But whatever you do, it does it loose. So you don't make bales, you have loose cotton, and you can load the cotton into trailers and do all that stuff. So you don't miss out on any product. So for a contract, it works out perfectly. Because you're not missing out on any product. You're not having to make bales and then go pick it up with a trailer that's a specialized trailer or anything like that. You're just getting the product. So that's honestly my absolute favorite. But you can also make it to where it's kind of a cheaty version of the mod. You can get 100-meter working width. You can get a blue or red light that'll show you where that working width is. You can get like 5 million liters of storage capacity. Like it's nuts. It's
Good.
absolutely insane.
That is insane.
But I mean, it's one of those where it's really useful, because like as I'm sure a lot of us here know, it's a real nuisance to deal with anything kind of root crop or any of the root crops or any of the kind of like sugar cane, cotton. It gets to be a nuisance because of, like I said, all the reasons that we just said here just a few seconds ago. But
Yeah.
with that machine there, it really makes it so much more convenient. And then you throw in the cheaty elements like the 100-meter working width and all that stuff. Then it just gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
So definitely one of my favorites. Let's see. Let's get this back to the farm. Here, let's do this real quick. Where was I? Jonah says no problem. Oh no, wait, I skipped ahead. Farmer Groot says not much, Ken, and then Jonah says no problem. Groot says just working on my Spruce Mountain map. Oh, very nice. That is a good map. I do like that one. You know what? That's another map you ought to check out there, Luke, if you're at all interested. Spruce Mountain.
Okay.
Definitely one of my. I won't say one of my favorites, but it's definitely a really good map. I believe it's by Maps by Mako, is I believe the map maker. Mostly squared off fields and whatnot, and it's an American style map. Yeah, it's a good one. Definitely a good one.
What I can't wait to try out is the Millennial Farmer map, the Lowry, I think it is.
Yes, Lowry. So I will say I played that map on FS19, and
Yeah.
I did a tour of it here for 22.
Yeah.
I stick by what it is that I said about that map. I think it's a good map. Don't get me wrong. But the way that I compared it to the FS19 version compared to the 22 version, the FS22 the FS19 version, had all these kind of like little hidden features and stuff like that. There was a chicken barn in the northern portion of the map, and if you went and opened up the chicken barn, or opened up the feed hold, the thing that held all the grains and stuff, all of a sudden a ghost would pop out of it and would like scare you and say, "Oh, just playing," you know, kind of like little Easter eggs and all these little like kind of things. And what I said in the FS22 map, because it is radically different from the FS19 map, was that it's almost as if the map grew up, to where before it was kind of childish and kind of kid-like, to where now it's very much the adult version of the map. And it was one of those where the FS19 version had a lot more elements to it. Had a lot more kind of things going on. It had, like I said, it had chicken barns, it had sheep barns, all this different stuff. But I don't know, it just had a charm to it, to where I felt like the 22 version, although it's good, it's really, really good, to me it seemed like it was just missing that little something that the 19 version had. And I don't know what. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Yeah, I just can't put my finger on as to what it is that is kind of nipping at the back of my head. It just, I can't think of what it is that is so different about it, but I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. One of those, it's definitely good and definitely worth checking out, but The 19 version, I just felt like there was just something about it that just had a good little charm to it. Let's see. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to get this wrapper out to the field. Once we get it out to the field, I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then I think we're going to start signing off, because it is now 1 o'clock in the morning here, and yeah, it's getting late.
10 o'clock here.
I'm living in the future.
Yeah?
No, if only I could win the lottery or something.
Yeah. Be in my time zone instead of your time zone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just being about 3 hours behind everybody else.
Oh, am I? Oh, okay, I am going the right direction. Yeah, well, it's funny because Ken says because he lives in the future there in New Zealand, he
way in the future.
Way in the future, yeah. He gets to get onto FS22 before pretty much everybody else and all that. So he keeps kind of letting us know that, oh yeah, I'm gonna hop on before everyone else, and it's like, well, at bare minimum, could you at least tell me the lotto numbers? Like, if you got all these mythical powers and whatnot that can kind of open up the doors to all this stuff, could you at least tell me that?
Yeah, just tell me one thing, that'd be nice.
All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna park this right here. Perfect, right there. Let's catch up with the chat here real quick. It says, let's see, Todd says, there have been a few driver membership drives, but there's so, but that's so we can get him to wear strange outfits or bring his wife on stream. LOL. Jonas says, BDD, you should go as Jasper for Halloween. So, funny story, my oldest daughter, she's been getting into this, it's a YouTube channel called Kiddos Learn Play, something along those lines, and she's been really obsessed with some of these Sesame Street characters that they have on that show. They'll use like these dolls and all this kind of stuff, and her favorite character right now is Abby Cadabby. So every single time, whenever she wants to watch TV or something like that, she's Abby Dabby, Abby Dabby, in her cute little voice. And we only let her, watch it when it's like right before she's getting ready to go to bed or something like that. So it kind of like calms her down and lets her kind of focus in on getting ready for bedtime. Well, we decided, my wife and I, that we were going to go as Sesame Street characters. So my oldest daughter is going to be Abby Dabby. I'm going to be Oscar the Grouch, and I'm going to get a green shirt, a green set of shorts, probably do like a cardboard box and put some straps on it, spray paint it like silver to make it look like the trash can. And then I'm going to, because I've got a beard and whatnot, I'm going to paint my beard green. Oh, what's that?
Oh, come on. I was trying to go cut across the field so I get to my grain cart. And I've got full about 3/4 to 5/8 across the field. So close.
Oh,
no. Make it.
Oh, that's a bummer. But no, so I was gonna dye my beard green, dye my hair like the temporary spraying kind of colors and stuff. Do all that stuff. So I'm gonna be Oscar the Grouch. I think my wife said she's gonna be Big Bird. And I think our youngest daughter, I don't remember what we said she's going to be. So yeah, we were just going to do like the whole kind of Sesame Street theme for Halloween this year. Bobby! How's it going, Bobby? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hi, BDD. How are things going? Going fantastic, Bobby. Thank you for asking. How are you doing tonight? Ken says 57 bales, not bad for a non-recognized field BDD. No, really, it's not. 57 bales at what was it? 6,000 liters. What is that? What does that equal out to? So 57 times 6,000. Whoops, not what I meant to do. There we go. 342,000 liters of grass, soon to be silage. That's not too shabby, and especially for a product that's just going to keep sitting there and regrow and regrow and regrow. I think that'll be all right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Just get better over time.
Needs plowing. Oh, now that I've cut it, it turns it into an actual field. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it surely did. It turned it into a real, like, an actual recognized field now that I've mowed the grass here. Okay, well, yeah, it is what it is. I'll have to plow it out and get everything up and running here. Let's see. Where was I? Ken also said, what up, Bobby? Bobby says, the lottery is overrated, LOL. Yeah. I mean, what the lottery can do isn't necessarily overrated, but I have seen those documentaries of the lottery winners and, you know, them winning millions upon millions of dollars, and then within the span of like 10 years them being like broker than they were before they won the lottery. And it's just kind of goes to show you that money doesn't solve everything. It doesn't solve all the problems that are out there, kind of thing. And if anything, it can make things significantly worse, kind of thing. So, I mean, you give money to somebody who isn't prepared or knows how to handle it, well then, yeah, they're gonna, you know, whittle their way into a bad situation again. So, I don't know. Jonas says, Luke, do you live in California or somewhere nearby?
I live in Washington State, about 2 hours west of Seattle, give or take. So, little tiny town called Port Angeles, Washington. Right across from Victoria, the Coho Ferry. Yeah, so, yeah, right in that general vicinity.
Okay. Let's see. We got Hot Night. How's it going, Hot Night? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Says, hey. And then we got Ken says, if I had those kind of powers, I wouldn't be in the hospital. Yes, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth right there? And then Bobby says, I'm doing good. Have you made it back home? Yes. I am. The family and I are back home, safe and sound. We had a little bit of damage here at the property, but nothing too extravagant. Nothing that an insurance claim and a little bit of elbow grease won't fix. Certainly got off a lot easier than a lot of other people out there. So thank you so much for asking there, Bobby. But yeah, no, I think we're in good shape here. We bought this little field out here in the southwest corner of the map, and yeah, we ended up making a whole bunch of bales, 57 of them to be precise. So I think we're gonna be able to call it a night, because like I said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning now, and I'm getting a wee bit tired, but I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. First one back since the hurricane. First one back in a while, actually. It's been a few weeks since we did a live stream, so I was really, really excited. Again, I want to give a huge super shout out to Jonah gifting out the 50 memberships. Jonah, absolutely awesome. Ken, thank you for your super chat earlier as well. Just absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so very, very much. Greatly appreciate it. And Luke, I hope that you enjoyed yourself here. as your first
Oh, yeah.
live stream here on BDD Gaming. And yeah, we'll look forward to having you into the rotation and doing it again going into the future. So let's
Yeah, I
see.
can't wait to do it.
Excellent, excellent. So Luke, go ahead and stick around for a minute. I'm going to do the outro here, and I will
Okay.
pick it back up with you here at the end of the outro screen.
Sounds good.
Excellent. So we've got Jonas saying, stay safe and stay happy, everyone, and hope everyone has a good night, says Bobby. Absolutely. I hope everybody has a fantastic night. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, blah, 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 doing all the things the algorithms enjoy doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.
See you guys.